Hey there, Space Cats. It's me, Spork. Lovely to have you here again. Today we're going to be tasting Harmony, the Fall of Reverie. This is an interesting looking kind of story driven game where it's an interactive kind of, I think, like a choose your own adventure sort of concept in which you are playing as somebody clairvoyant. And so you can explore the future and like the results of your actions before you take them or something. We'll just have to dive in to see. But this looked like a really interesting game and I wanted to give it a try with all of you. This screen at the start, I haven't even pressed to load up the full real start menu, and already I'm intrigued because it looks like we're staring out into space, like complex galaxies unfolding, distant stars. But I'm seeing these little ripples randomly happening across the screen, and it makes me think we're staring into a puddle or something like that. So, with that puddliness, let's hit spacebar and see what happens. Harmony, the Fall of Reverie. Privacy policy. We'll just skip over that. New game, settings, credits, exit. Let's dive in. Here we go. It's letting me pick a new game slot. So yes, create new game. Oh, the loading screen is an interestingly kind of cubey modern building, but that is definitely set somewhere warm because I see palm trees with seagulls and also a weird orb-shaped drone with a long-haired person heading up towards the door of this kind of yellow building. All right, I do not know what we're heading into here. All right, fan. An old teacup on a windowsill. That same dark-haired person is sitting in the dark looking at their phone at a bunch of missed calls from someone named Laszlo. They're getting up, I guess? Let's see. View from a boat briefly. Looking at a little village on the ocean. Some sort of facial recognition overlay. Oh, some weird drones flying. We're definitely in the future. We have some people with like VR projector glasses and just on a subway of sorts. I am overloaded. There's so much. A little rooftop building with just an empty pool and a bunch of graffiti. They've made a well-lived-in world. Little poster that's hand-drawn says, "Welcome back, Polly." She's walking, grabbing an intricate doorknob, an old wooden door. Some sort of, I want to say like galactic ooze just swirled around in the sky for a second. I don't know what that was about. All right, now we're looking at the interior. I see a sewing machine set up. Ooh, a 3D printer. Some creative tools like wrenches and hammers and stuff. A computer with sticky notes quite literally all over, all over it. Okay, and it looks like, let's see, everything looks the same, but it feels so different. I dropped my bag in my old room. It's been 10 years since I moved out of this place. 5 since the last time I managed to come back for the holidays. So it's been 5 years since they've been here. And now we're seeing a little closer up view of that building from the loading screen. It's all this like kind of bright yellow wood. There's a couple little graffiti squiggles on it. It's got, I want to say, 2 stories, one of which is kind of feels haphazard, but I guess it's not. But one of which is just kind of a like balcony style sticking out from the rest of the house. So the second story is larger than the first. Oh, and there's some colorful little flag strands going from one of the beams supporting that area to a palm tree. Oh, it's kind of nice. When I was young, this island felt so small, but now I'm realizing I was wrong about that. It's not small. It's just that I was growing up. I had my own ideas, needed some time away, alone. A little thing popped up telling me that I can look at something. What was that? Codex? Society. Okay. So there's now an entry inside of my codex, which says Atina, the oldest inhabited city in the Mediterranean Sea. All right, it's a little info. It's got a little tiny image of the kind of view that I saw before, and I can see it a little better now. Still and not just flashing quickly. There's large, tall, like big city buildings kind of up by the mountains, and then all the buildings closer to the shore look older and quaint and colorful. So that's the city that I'm in currently, I guess. It is one of the most technologically advanced city-states in southern Europe. It's located at the crossroads of many influential civilizations. Atina was always destined for greatness. Thanks to Mano concern and despite concern from bulky citizens, the island has been ushered into the 21st century. Mano concern is capitalized, so I guess that's the name of a person, perhaps? But anyhow, with safer streets, new buildings, cheaper access to technology, and lower taxes, Atina is now a trailblazer among European capitals. The tabs up here in the codex are citizens, society, which is what we were just in, aspirations, sanctuaries, and mythology. None of those have any entries. All right, let's go back into the game. All right. Back then, I felt like all the space here was meant for other, more important people. Okay. Now we're changing scenes. And by people, I mean my mother. And when she says that, they pan over to this building that kind of flashed into our vision briefly during the transition to our home. And it's this large building that's pink with these tiles along the bottom half. Like the first story is mostly blue tiles in this kind of patchwork color. Large, I want to say almost church-like stained glass windows, like in the entire front, but with columns. And I'm seeing a logo kind of symbol at the top of it that kind of looks like seahorses. Two seahorses back to back, but not quite. I don't rightfully know what those are. There's also a couple of what look like monitors or solar panels kind of resting in the higher up portions of this building. All right. Their mother's name is Ursula. Okay, interesting, like the Little Mermaid. She's always been so purposeful, so dedicated, so focused. She casts a long shadow. My goal in these videos is to try to make it so you don't have to look, you don't need to be able to see while I'm doing this, and I'm still working on my pacing. So forgive me as I kind of clumsily figure out when to describe things and when to read text. I've been making some mental notes, and I'll be desperately trying to get better at this, so bear with me. All right, back to the, I guess, kind of internal thoughts of this woman, I think. Now I find myself stepping back into the place where we lived together for so many years. The Naiads. A big residence open to all, filled with artists and creatives. The backbone of Alma, the surrounding neighborhood. At least it was. With Ursula gone missing, the place feels empty now, almost abandoned. I decided to go straight to my mother's room, to the heart of the problem. All right, so the building from the inside looked full of stained glass, and it looked like maybe an indoor pool that had been drained and was filled instead with like someone's study. And now we're panning to her mother Ursula's room, and I see a beautiful kind of oriental rug sort of hung up on the wall between a pillar and the running air conditioning unit, I think. There's a lovely shelf of books and some very modern paintings. There's an empty coat rack. It looks like there's a couple of different doors in here. They have those kind of long metal gym bar, sort of like you push on the door, like, and the whole bar is the, not a handle, but just like you push to open it. And this door that has that kind of bar is covered in like a luxurious red curtain that's been drawn back so you can see the door. There's two, I don't know how to describe these chairs, like big curved U-shaped chairs, very kind of comfy but modern looking. And I could say the same about this weird kind of desk looking table that also has like an arch throughout it and a vaguely slice of bread shaped mirror. That looks like toast to me. I can't help it. There's a big lamp as well. It looks like there's books on every surface that looks like it could hold books. And that lamp is definitely the kind I would use if I wanted to sit and read something really cozy. All right, let's see. Internal thoughts here. Everything looks familiar and everything feels strange. I hear a sound and some instinct freezes me in place. Nobody's home. The noise emerges from somewhere inside my mother's room. I am hearing that noise. A heartbeat and a gentle pearl-like rattling. A soothing sound. A call. A name whispered, chanted. I feel compelled to open the door. And all right, now we're seeing the character standing in front of that door I described with the long gym-like push bar. Oh. A necklace is glowing blue and hovers towards this character. It's emitting a bright blue light. Dives into the water of a filled pool, which my character has dived into, and instead of it being, a filled bath, instead of it being a filled bath, it was like deep ocean. Oh, what is happening? A brief moment of seeing a person playing with a gamepad, and we're on the surface of somewhere else. It would appear we've been transported. There's like a labyrinthine maze with this blue material swirling upwards towards a central floating island that looks like it's 60, 70 feet up in the air easily, if not more. There's some weird tall trees with pink blossoms, and outside of this maze it looks like it's perhaps a hexagonal maze. I see these kind of huge walls reaching outwards towards tall mountains. All right, let's see. My character says, where am I? The world around me, I've never seen anything like it. An endless panorama, a limitless horizon. My head spins. There's a floating, it looks like an almost iced over heart. Floating over a well. Is this the floating island? I think this is, oh, I see the labyrinth below. This is the floating island. There's ivy growing up along these 6 tall pillars that have etchings in them. What is this? There's these golden paths kind of etched into the labyrinth patterns that are on the floor of this island. Okay, and there, looking at me like I'm an old friend, is a girl. She seems surprised, as if my presence was a shock to her.
Oh, didn't see you there.
Oh, okay, wow, she looks cyberpunk as hell, if I'm honest. Hot pink eyeshadow, cyan lips, a even brighter like X painted onto her cheek. They've got blue pigtails, purple bangs. They're holding what looks like a bright green bubble tea or some sort of slushy. The big puffy kind of mustard colored jacket and a hot pink crop top. Okay, what? Wow. Bright. All right, so they say their name is Bliss, it says in this little thing. I didn't see you there.
Take your time, Sprout.
When she talks, a little like pixel art emoji face pops up. Okay.
It's not every day you wake up in a new dimension.
Oh, it's a new dimension. Oh, and her fingernails are each painted a different color. I love it. Her eyes are yellow. They're irises. They're like yellow with green on the inside. A new dimension. My ears are ringing, head swimming. I feel like I'm in the strangest dream ever. But I take a breath and focus.
There you go. You'll get the hang of it in no time.
All right, she was balancing her cup kind of near her head, and now it's like she's about to take a sip of it. What is happening? Who is this person? She puts down the game console she was playing with and rushes over to me.
So, I guess we've got a lot to discuss.
Little heart, pixel art emojis just went all over her. Okay. I'm so confused.
Who are you? I'm Polly.
Oh, that's me. That's the character we've been playing. In this space, instead of, I think I wasn't paying attention to my clothes before, but I think these are definitely different. It looks like I'm now wearing some kind of long, plain, dark, kind of dusky blue, like a powdered dusky blue dress with these almost golden, pale yellow ribbons kind of draping off the shoulders and wrapping around my arms. And there's like a choker as well that matches it.
Actually, you're Harmony for us over here.
So I have a different name here. I thought my name was Polly, but now my name is Harmony. She seems to be looking at my clothes and what happened? Why am I dressed like a priestess? Breathe. I need to breathe.
I'm Bliss. This world is Reverie. And it's in big trouble.
Okay. All right, the codex has updated. We'll check out the codex after this conversation ends. I think that'll help the pacing.
What?
That's me, Harmony/Polly. What?
Both my world and yours are on the brink of collapse.
Sad emoji. Okay.
Not pillaged and plundered by an invading army or something cool like that. No, this is ugly. Bad news. Collapsing from within, you know?
She looks a little too excited for that really bad news. She's balancing the cup on her head almost again. All right.
Wait, slow down, please. I was just in my mother's room, and I picked up this necklace, and...
See this?
Oh, what is she showing me? She says, see this. Ah, she's pointing at an object floating in the middle of the platform. The one that I described as kind of like a frozen heart-looking thing. An orb that sort of looks like a heart, wreathed in blue flames. It's radiating a power surge of emotions. How do I know this?
Don't look at it for too long, Sprout. It'll bum you out.
Oh no, is our dimensions sad? What?
Incredible.
And yet, it's fragile. More than it has ever been.
Okay. I'm curious about what this has to do with my mother's disappearance and what this necklace did, because it brought me here. All right. Different angle of the same space. We've gotten a little closer to this kind of heart-like orb. I take a few steps towards it. Waves of comforting warmth and aching cold wash over me. Sensations of solitude and togetherness, emptiness and excess. I'm on the verge of tears, gripped by a sense of helpless sorrow beyond my control.
I know who you are. And I know you have to touch the heart of Reverie.
I have to touch it? That was Spork speaking, sorry. I'm just like, what? The heart.
Touch it! Touch it and see the future!
Okay, touching the heart lets you see the future. Before I go further, let's take a look at that codex and see what it says about everything we've just discovered. All right, in the codex, we now have the naiads. So we have Atina, the town that I was in, and now we have the naiads, which is the building that I grew up in, I guess. And so we've got that here. Then we have aspirations. Bliss is an aspiration. Oh, interesting. I want to read this. The incarnation of primal dreams and childhood. Bliss embodies the need for joy and protection. An eternally innocent child. Bliss is one of the oldest aspirations. So we're getting into some lore here, it would seem. Born from the earliest dreams of humankind, bliss always needs more. More love, more laughter, more comfort, and more security. She despises any form of hierarchy and has barely contributed to Reverie's development. Her fears can sometimes overwhelm her and cause disasters, like the huge earthquake that divided Reverie's realms. Okay. And then mythology says Reverie. So interesting. The place where I grew up and that city that it's in are both considered society. And then this place that I traveled to by falling into a tub, into a bathtub, is considered mythology. An intangible realm where ideas and concepts become wow, that's not words. Let me try that again. An intangible realm where ideas and concepts become real. Our home, independent of time and space. Reverie has always been, but its existence is tenuous and depends on brittle. Without brittle's physicality, dreams would shatter and hopes would wither. all of reveries gravitates around the heart, a pulsating orb made of the texture of dreams. Our relationship with brittle is symbiotic. Our lives are connected. All right, so the information on the mythology brings up somebody named Brittle, possibly one of the other aspirations, like bliss. I don't know. Brittle is capitalized, though, so it is a someone, I believe. Let's see. And then it explains, let's look into more of what the Naiads was. This is the building where I think I grew up. Built in 1924 on a former Oxian site, the Naiads was once Alma's only public pool. Oh, it was a pool. With a structure loosely based on Oxian architecture, the Naiads was also meant to highlight Atena's cultural heritage. One of Alma's thriving gathering places, the Naiads was forced to shut down in the 80s when the city council fell into financial ruin. It remained empty for decades until a successful local poetess and other community members managed to buy it back from the city, and they transformed it into a multi-unit building, welcoming all kinds of artists. All right, so I'm assuming the local poetess would be my mother Ursula in this context. All right, back to the full game. Instead of just looking at the codex, I was just curious if this is the type of game where you need to stop and check those things and read and learn, or if that's something I want to do. All right, so Bliss is telling me I need to touch the heart, which is at the center of this realm, to see the future. I comply. My fingers seem to go right through the surface. It's neither hot nor cold, softly rough. I feel a slight shock, almost imperceptible.
What the...
You're connected to Reverie now. You'll be able to travel between our world and yours.
All right, so I'm connected because I've touched the heart.
What do you mean, travel? I have so many questions.
I mean, come on, lady. You just went into a bathtub. What do you think is happening? All right.
Looks like you're searching for your mother. This'll point you in the right direction. Introducing the Augural, an amazing tool you can use to strategize and plan out the future.
All right, I guess I'm getting a new something.
How do I use it?
The girl takes a sip of her drink and a few seconds to reply. Is this simply theatrics, or is she figuring out the best way to explain?
See for yourself, Sprout.
Oh, she explains nothing. All right, well, fine then, lady. All right. Welcome to Harmony. This tutorial will give you all the knowledge you need to explore the story. Ooh, okay. Story nodes. The future is visible to you in the form of interconnected nodes. Each node contains a fragment of story that you can choose to unveil. Close this tutorial and use left click on the first node to select it. Alright, this first steps node says, what is this and where am I? I'm going to be cheeky though and take a look. Okay, the next options are dare and truth. And it closes off the other side to me. And then there's all of these other separate paths. Okay, interesting. Now, if just a little fun game dev fact, when you are making a branching story and you're designing it, this is often close to what it looks like. So it's sort of like the developers. I don't know if this is what they intentionally meant to do, but it's almost like the developers have said, look, there's this element to stories that we tell, and we're going to actually gamify it for you. you can actually see the way that we've planned this out. You can see all the different possibilities. You won't get to experience the ones you don't choose, but you can see that they're there. And I find that sassy and nice. I like it. I think this is very creative. All right, let's click on that first steps node. All right. When a node is selected, information about its fragment of story appears on the right of your screen. Use this information to plan your Use this information to plan your journey through the story. Close this tutorial and use the left mouse button again on the node to see the fragment it contains. All right, let's see what this has. All right, fade to black. We're back in that same closer up to the heart on the floating island in the labyrinth scene, and it says what happened. What the hell just happened?
The augural allows you to see the future. That's this board, you know?
All right, so it's showing like a little simplified image of the of all those nodes that we just saw, these little paths, these little circles connected by lines branching out from each other like a tree, so to speak, but not like a tree because some paths end quickly. The augural allows you to see the future.
Before today, time was linear for you. From now on, well, it dances to your tune.
All right. It dances to my tune.
It's incredible. How? How come I can do that?
She's asking the good questions.
I'm an aspiration. Me and my friends need a heart to exist. But our heart is weak.
Oh no.
And you're special, Sprout. You can help us. You can save us all.
Also, I'm loving these little like pixel art emojis that keep coming out of Bliss. I love it. Bliss attempts a smile, but it looks forced. Perhaps because I look so confused. For a moment, the words mean nothing to me. But why me? And why was this necklace in my mother's room? Could this augural be the key to finding my mother?
Let's start with something easy.
Ooh, let's start with something easy.
Truth or dare?
Ooh. You know what? When we looked at those nodes before, there was one on the left and right, and each one said truth or dare. Truth or dare? Is she serious? The light in her eyes tells me so. She is serious. Branchings. The question mark symbols mean that only one of the next two nodes can be played, and the other will be blocked forever. Choose which part of the story you want to see unfold. All right, so that cheeky peek shows different little steps in the story that branch out to more steps and then condense. Depending on what happens, different outcomes are inevitable. I guess I'm a little uncertain of how this works. Truth or dare? Let's see, when I hover over dare, it says none of this is real, so let's just go with the flow, right? And truth says, I don't know where this is going, but talking seems less risky. I think truth is actually quite daring in its own way. I think let's go for truth. Sometimes it's easier to do something outlandish than it is to be real with people. All right, let's click on that and see what happens. I wonder how you can play this game with some kind of immortal child. I accept. Spork thought. I wouldn't know that this was an immortal child if I had not checked the codex. So that's really interesting, and that makes me want to go back really quick and see what other entries have been added, because I saw it flash up briefly at some point. The aspirations, yes. Oh, reverie. Okay. So now we have a more in-depth explanation of what these aspirations are. The aspirations are incarnations of humanity's yearnings, desires, and intelligence. We immortal beings have watched humankind from afar, only able to intervene through dreams and inspiration. We exist in this world, though we may be few. We are united. From time to time, we choose a new heart, a leader, a guide, and occasionally a despot. Our voices travel to brittle, where we shape destinies. Brittle is in capitals. I still don't know what it means. Where we shape destinies. It has been so since the dawn of humanity, and it will always be so. Except for the fact that possibly everything is in danger, like the little one said. All right, let's get back into the game. I wonder how you can play this game with some kind of immortal child, but I accept.
Truth.
We're going truth.
Tell me about your mum. Do you like her?
Ah, okay. Words are spilling out of my mouth uncontrollably.
Things are difficult between us.
Good. You made a choice. And now, what we're experiencing is unique and special.
All at once, I feel ashamed. What was I thinking to open up to this unknown entity so much and so suddenly?
Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about that. I thought I was thinking that to my head. Hang on, she can hear my thoughts. She needs to stop.
I'm trying, but I can't help catching some of them. Like listening to a foreign lingo you half know. Go on. Tell me about your mother.
All right, well, we chose truth, so here we are, I guess. Interesting. All right, let's go on then. It takes me a couple of seconds to refocus.
You make it sound so clinical. It's just that I never knew her. I mean,
I can feel Bliss's presence in my head, retreating, being pushed back. I can actually keep her out of my thoughts if I concentrate hard enough. I did see little, almost like kind of Wi-Fi signal or like raindrop ripples as like a little effect as the graphic of my character was talking. So I continue.
she's always been there, pushing me, picking me up after failures and mistakes. But who she really is, deep down, as a person, I have no clue.
Interesting. Oh, and we're cutting back to... Oh, we're suddenly back at the Naiads. Yep, we're back at the inside view where there's the sewing machine and the 3D printer and that monitor covered in sticky notes. We're suddenly back at the Naiads. If not for the familiar surroundings, I might not have noticed the shift.
What the?
And I'm back in street clothes again. I've got a green t-shirt and jeans, it looks like, but it looks like the necklace, that glowing necklace, is back around my neck. And actually, I just realized since it leapt itself into the pool and we went after it, when I say pool, I mean bathtub. It left itself into the bathtub. It hasn't been glowing. It's just this kind of gray orb with a kind of tan sort of indent in the center of it, kind of horizontally.
Is
Right.
this your room?
I'm back to being
Nice.
called Polly. But Bliss is here with me still. Is this your room? Nice.
Oh. You're here?
Well, sort of. I'm really still in reverie, but with a bit of effort, we aspirations can push ourselves into brittle.
The visual for her actually looks like they've applied some sort of like a digital blur almost. I don't know how to describe it. It has a very like 90s CGI effect kind of. What is that? It's like vaguely pixelated and I'm gonna call it like pixel bleed. I don't know what else to call it. Like the colors are kind of squishing out from where they're supposed to be.
And as you shifted yourself back here, I thought I'd come with.
Okay.
I did?
Don't worry about it. Those new powers of yours will take a bit of getting used to. Now, where were we? Oh yeah, your mum.
My fingers trace circles on the desk, a mandala of dust.
Would you say she was distant?
Always. She kept me at bay. Refused to let me into her world. She wanted me to become this great artist.
A parent with goals for their child. That can be difficult.
And instead I went into medical research.
Oh, that's really cool though. Polly or Harmony has put their hands kind of sulkingly into their pockets.
She was always there, always present, but never close. Does that make sense?
Why am I asking? My stomach hurts. Why am I hurting myself?
She never even cried. When Dad left, she simply closed that book and opened another one.
My fingers paint an infinite spiral again and again. It feels soothing, like I'm making a bridge to connect two different drawings. And we're suddenly and brutally back in the other world. We're on that floating island again. I've also just realized there's like a red glow coming from the tops of some of these spires. They have like a digital stripe kind of feel to them too. I wonder what that is.
What's going on?
Don't ask me. You're the one who brought us here. Traveling between worlds like it's nothing is, well, shows what amazing powers you have.
I'm so strong. I smile. The future, the futures are slowly unfolding. All right. Hidden future. Polly can catch a glimpse of the future, but entire parts of it sometimes remain hidden from her. All right, so we're back in that, I forget what they called it. Oh, no, the place where you can look at the nodes of the future and stuff. And there is a little closed eyes sort of symbol on the next one that it's showing us. All right, so Polly can Polly can catch a glimpse of the future, but entire parts of it sometimes remain hidden from her. Nodes with a closed eye symbol will hide all the nodes behind them. So until we are in that part of the future, we will not know the greater distant futures. Okay. Hidden nodes cannot be interacted with. They conceal all information about the fragment they contain. You'll need to progress through the augural until you reach this node to reveal it and see beyond it. That's what it's called, the augural. That's what we're in when we see these nodes in the branching futures. On the augural, use the scroll wheel to zoom in and out, and use the right mouse button to move the camera. Oh, this gets really far out. Oh, and ridiculously far in as well. Okay. Ooh, I accidentally left-clicked and it made the little ripples like in the main menu. Oh, now that I realize it, it looks like the starting screen. There's like all the galaxies and stars and everything in the background as well here. There's just also some faint little, almost blueprint-like scratches in this as well, like some sort of star chart perhaps, I don't know. I can feel someone else coming. Damn, this is weird, it says when I hover over this last node. And it looks like the eye logo opens once I click on this. So I guess it'll be unlocked. All right. A new face is coming. I open my eyes again. The two paths have merged into one, from truth or dare. Just to clarify.
Go on. What do you see? What do you feel?
I sense a new being. A new force. It's getting closer.
That, I believe, would be me.
Whoa, okay. This is power. Broad-shouldered, white-haired gentleman with a white goatee and a necklace that has a kind of ruby-esque hexagon inlaid in some sort of metal on a chain. And he's wearing like a long, fancy coat, too, that feels like it's out of an anime. Power, okay. A tall silhouette comes into focus before my eyes, surrounded by electric blue fish dancing in the air. I love that there's a pile of fish that's popped up on the screen, but only one of which is blue. Oh, maybe two. I knew Bliss was tiny, but now she looks positively minuscule.
I am power. An aspiration like our minuscule Bliss over there.
He didn't have to say that. That's kind of rude. All right. He reads my mind, too. I'm going to have to work harder to keep them out of my head.
No offense, Bliss.
None taken. I'd prefer the term fun-sized.
A little laugh slips out of me. Suddenly, this whole situation feels absurdly mundane, as though I've always been a part of this.
You must be Harmony.
This power guy has an expression on his face that feels so self-assured to me as I'm looking at this. Harmony, what a name. Am I one of them?
You have seen how weak our heart is. It won't last long. Great changes would come to pass. You might even call them cataclysmic.
That's dramatic. The ground beneath me suddenly feels shaky and unstable.
What can I do? I'm just looking for my mother. I didn't ask for any of this.
You now know that chance does not exist. The futures laid out before you will force your hand.
Well, that's dramatic, mister. Gosh. Okay. All right.
They will require you to make choices. Choices that are ruthless, difficult, even painful. Choose wisely, follow your objective, and your diligence will be rewarded with a valuable resource.
Knew I forgot something.
Oh, okay.
There's this energy called egregor, right? It's basically how we exist in your world.
Egregor? Oh, I don't know why the pronunciation is so silly. That's okay. So it just sounds like Gregory to me. That's all right. All right. We have this blue swirling orb-like thing being kind of shown on screen.
It kind of tastes like, you know that blue soda?
Blue soda?
Egregor is rare and powerful. It is not to be drunk.
Oh, it's not a soda.
Some choices you make will generate egregor and bind us together. Use it wisely.
We've got more entries into the codex. We'll have to check those. Let's go a tiny bit further first.
What? What are you expecting from me?
The aspirations meet my doubts with a knowing look. I don't like that they can see my thoughts and read my intentions.
Ah, you got it. I can tell because your mind's gone all hard. Difficult to hear.
It looks like I'm getting better at pushing them away from what's in my head.
We have much more to tell you, but a good leader knows what to reveal and what to leave unsaid. For now, of course.
All right, if you say so, Mr. Power. The two aspirations look at each other. Something is shared in their glance. An emotion, a memory. But I don't know what it is. I'll need to find out by myself.
The key is your mother, Harmony.
Her disappearance must be linked with what happened here.
Interesting. A pause. They glance at each other.
Some of our number are lost, scattered.
And we work better if we're a team.
How many of them are there? I think there's sort of spoilers in the codex. But I guess my character wouldn't know that at this time, would they?
But that's for later. Right now, the priority is your mother.
Exactly.
We must find her. Or else...
Your heart will get weaker?
The look in their eyes tell me I'm right.
Find your mother. Explore the futures.
Okay. I nod. The view from up here is stunning. My head feels heavy. So much has been dropped on me. So much. I need to close my eyes. I can sense a scene shift of some sort. So let's quickly check that codex again, because it's popped up a few times while we were talking with new entries into the mythology and the aspirations. All right, we've got a little more of the lowdown on power. The mighty aspiration of willpower, leadership, and strength protects Reverie at all costs. The mighty sovereign yearns for structure and conquest and is among Reverie's most influential aspirations. Power has helped create lands in Reverie's infinity, building bridges and boundaries over its endless ebb of ideas. He values action over words and prides himself on being the most trustworthy of the aspirations. From the very beginning, he has fought the void surrounding dreams to expand Reverie's domain, and he has fought back many nightmares to protect it. I feel like that's really beautiful, actually. A lot of people get this misunderstanding that strength comes with heartlessness, and I believe caring deeply is actually one of those things that is definitely something that comes with strength and is something that goes hand in hand with it. They aren't required. Many people have strength in different forms and opt for using it for personal gain and to do the opposite of protection. However, when the two are combined, that is the proper use of power. That is the best way. I love this. All right, let's take a look at the mythology as well. We have 4 more entries filled out. Harmony is one of them. That's the character we're playing. Harmony. As the link between reverie and brittle, this oracle is chosen to walk a special path. Wait. Brittle is... Okay, so reverie is the imaginary realm and brittle is the quote-unquote real space that I grew up in. We have just learned that. Now we know what the brittle is that they've been referring to. The oracle is chosen to walk a special path. Each age, a single harmony is born, bringing hope of change to our realm. Harmony is tasked with maintaining a balance between the two worlds. They ensure that egregore flows to reverie and help us aspirations extend our influence over brittle, infusing more dreams into humans' minds. Maintaining this cycle is of the utmost importance. All right, then we have brittle, the material world where humankind lives. Okay. Humanity's actions produce egregore, the liquid vial. Let me try that again. Oh my God, brain. Humanity's actions produce egregore, the liquid vital to our existence. Oh, I'm putting myself to sleep. I have a big yawn. Sorry about that. Brittle is the world of matter, time, dimensions, and gravity. However, despite its limits, brittle is also a land of movement and energy. Guided by the right hand, it can produce great things. We can visit it, but we can't be seen there. Except, of course, for harmony. Egregore is the texture of dreams, an energy that flows freely between worlds. At the very beginning were the 4 elements, still and separate. They needed egregore to come together and merge. At the very beginning were 4 elements, still and separate. They needed egregore to come together and merge. The luminous substance holds an infinite amount of possibilities. It is both everything and nothing at the same time. Invisible to the human eye, egregore requires you to see past what it is and to see what could be. But be warned, egregore is a powerful elixir that is lethal in large quantities. The nexus. This is where the heart beats. Okay. This is that floating area. A place that belongs to all of us and where our heart beats, pumping life into dreams. The nexus is neutral ground where we aspirations gather to discuss important matters. The heart of reverie was once kept in the chosen aspirations sanctuary, sparking much tension among us. Truth and bond worked to create this neutral space to hold the heart and come together. Since sanctuaries are private and only open to those their owner allows inside. Okay, interesting. All right, so that's some mythology updates. I guess perhaps harmony is not actually a aspiration. They are an oracle, just to clarify, because they're in the mythology tab and not in the aspirations tab. All right, back to the game. I need to close my eyes. All right, we fade to black. Oh, a new objective node has been revealed. All right, so we're back in, I still can't remember the name of this thing, the Abba Dooba Dooba. Objective nodes are marked by a ray of light shining from their center. Try to reach them to progress through the story. Use the tab to open the notifications panel and see the new objective node. All right, right, tab. Codex. Oh, objectives. Okay, so it shows in the codex the newest entries as well as objectives. A long road ahead. Bliss. Says, that's as far as you can see, Sprout. You'll need to give one of us egregore to get here. Okay. Oh, oops. Okay, and that just links us back to... I accidentally clicked on some entries into the codex. Let's not do that again. All right. There's an awakening is the next part. In my future, I see that I'm back on Earth, or brittle, as they call it. But in front of me are two different places. Although, didn't they say, okay, I believe at the tutorial kind of spot here, they said that when you get one of these kind of splitting paths like this with the question mark in them, that's when you have to choose one or the other. And it looks like I have two different parts of a path. There's one element that leads to another choice I must make, where I must choose to support Nora and gain one bliss crystal, or warn Nova. Nora. Warn Nora and gain one power crystal. So I can gain bliss or power in this sort of side area. And then I must choose between the sanctuary of bliss and the sanctuary of power. So I can get a power crystal or a bliss crystal. Interesting. Okay, well, let's click on an awakening and see where this takes us. I hear birds chirping, okay. I can tell right away that I'm not in reverie anymore. The sun over Atina is hot and dry. I stretch out my arms, feeling the muscles there resisting. A minute, I just need a minute to think things through. All right, the necklace pops up on the screen. I came here to find my mother, discovered a necklace that transported me far away. And I'm now able to instantly travel between worlds and talk to gods.
Is that it?
That wasn't a dream. All my studies into the human mind, all my research, I've never heard of anything like this. It wasn't a seizure or hallucination. This was all the legends and tales my mother wrote about in her poetry. All the stories she told me as a kid. An invisible world opened up in front of me with the augural. I need to act. I need to embrace this. These two nodes are blocked by a barrier. All right, so we're looking at the augural again. All right, blocked by a barrier. Okay, oh, I do see it. There's this little gold. I thought it was just a decoration. There's little gold, like, crystalline sort of looking things around the edges. Barriers block access to certain nodes. Barriers block access to certain nodes until they are removed. It seems crystals are required to unlock either of these two nodes. The bliss and power symbols show that you need a bliss or a power crystal to progress through the story. Crystals can be gained as you progress through the augural. So that's where this little side quest comes in. Here are the crystals you seek. Do you see the bliss and the power symbols on the upper part of these two nodes? progress through the augural and play one of them to gain a crystal and break the corresponding barrier. Crystals can materialize in different forms depending on which aspiration they are bound to. Okay, I guess the question I have to ask myself is power or bliss? I am going to choose power because it resonates with me, the idea of strength and responsibility and love, kind of honesty, all the things that are very powerful, but also very soft. So I'm going to go for those, even though that might not be how this plays out. We shall see. I walk back inside. Oh, I am yawning so much. I am so sorry. It's not even that late when I'm recording this. I wanted to make these streams cozy and something you could relax to. I didn't think it was gonna also happen to me. I'm just yawning every 2 seconds right now. Okay, all right. Wake up, brain. Here we go. My head's still swirling with words, names, predictions, and then Nora. I can hear her footsteps outside the room. Knowing her, she's about to barge in. I rub my eyes and rub my hands through my hair, trying to wake from reverie.
Polly?
Oh, there's a woman here. She's got red fingernails, a dark colored, I'm gonna say a black dress and black hair, and either a red beanie or like a kerchief, and a single earring on one ear that is all kinds of modern art vibes. All right, so this is Nora. I can feel tears in my eyes, a sweet taste in my mouth, static electricity grazing my shoulders and arms.
Polly! You're here!
Oh, she's happy to see me.
Nora, come here.
I'm happy to see her. She crosses the room and we hug. It's the first human contact I've had in months. She feels so good, so warm and familiar.
How are you?
Good! I mean, fine, considering what's going on.
It's okay. We'll find her. I know we will.
Oh, interesting. Just to point out, the artist has chosen to use this kind of clasped hands posture when these people are being concerned or having kind of deeper thoughts. It's just interesting. They're both clasping their hands right now. It's just an interesting visual thing that I noticed. They're currently having this conversation inside of Ursula's room as well. I guess I must have chosen to walk in here while I was kind of waking up. It didn't say anywhere that I came to in the bathtub or anything like that. I seem to be dry. How did I get where I am? I don't know, but here we are. All right, back to the...
So much has happened.
Tell me.
Hold on, I need some coffee. It's keeping my brain from rotting.
She drinks coffee now. She's definitely older. A young woman. I wonder if they were children together. I wonder. All right, a little 3D scene panning down into the repurposed swimming pool in the middle. Oh, it's like a little lunching room. It's a kitchen. In the kitchen, Nora makes us both coffee and launches into, well, about 8 different stories at once, all tangled together. She hasn't changed, always carrying an entire world of plots and characters and charming adventures with her. A Nora-verse. of energy.
And yeah, Grandpa's gone through all 5 stages of grief, though for a while I thought he was stuck on denial.
I smile as she hands over a huge mug filled to the brim with caffeine.
Nothing beats a really cheap, super strong coffee.
Oh, that's bliss. Okay.
Can she see you?
Oh, am I talking from... Oh boy. Okay, here we go. We might be delving into the realms of me having a mental breakdown to all outside observers. Okay.
Oh, no. No, you're fine. Just don't start talking to yourself. Weirds people out.
Haha, I'm glad that they mentioned that. Okay.
I'm so sorry. I'm talking so much. Can't believe it's the first time you've been back in years.
Yeah, it's... you know.
Oh, I know. Things were difficult with Ursula.
Familial relationships can be so complicated. All right, Spork commentary out. It doesn't feel good to admit my mother always showed more love and affection to Nora than to me. I'm not jealous. Nora deserves love. But it's hard to stop thinking about the reasons behind it.
But
Was I harder to love?
she's been different lately. We had a fight before she went missing.
A fight.
Ursula was upset with you.
Nora's always gotten along well with my mother. I can't remember the last time they fought.
You heard about all the job openings at MK?
Now that I see there's a little logo that's shown up, and if I recall, during the kind of little brief travel montage at the beginning, there was one of the large, modern kind of skyscraper buildings had a glowing hot pink logo that matches this. So there's some big corporation. Nora wants to join MK. A few months ago, she was telling me how intrusive and problematic they were.
The city's getting more expensive by the minute, and the pay's good, and it's interesting work, I guess.
Oh, she's thinking about opting for money and working a job that's not going to be very soul satisfying.
Did I mention the pay? Because, Paul, we're barely getting by here. And there's this school I'd like to go to, a rather expensive school. But Ursula felt I was betraying myself, and we had a fight, and I had to sleep at a friend's place for a couple of days.
Oh, that's a pretty big fight.
That bad?
I just needed some space, some air.
The shiver of static electricity is back. Through my fingers, up my back, the necklace feels lighter around my throat.
I know MK isn't perfect, but I can't live here forever. No way I can move out without a job.
MK isn't perfect, but is not a sentence I thought I'd hear from Nora's mouth.
What do you think?
Oh gosh, all right. Is this where we access that auger and make a choice? As I think about how to answer, I feel the weight of the decision. This is the kind of choice Bliss was talking about. Ooh, I already pre-decided power before. Oh no, before even going for this. Warn Nora. She doesn't want to hear this, but it's for her own good. But if we were going to pick Bliss, this is what she wants to hear. Support and not judgment. Ooh, and these unlock different paths. So our choices here will affect our destiny? Question mark. Although, if you notice on this section here where we're going to unlock and go into the future, these two paths do combine again. So it splits here versus here. But then they conjoin again. So it doesn't go off into a tree. when you're making a branching story type game, or just a story in general, oftentimes you'll have choice A and B, and then those choices branch off into separate choices that don't coincide. And occasionally there'll be one or two results that kind of rejoin together to form like another singular part of the storyline. Sometimes they branch out and they kind of interweave into each other. And so you kind of have the good outcomes and the bad outcomes from different scenarios, leading you towards a happy ending or a sad ending. That's how games that have multiple endings often work behind the scenes, is something like this. And perhaps because we're just currently trying out the demo version of this game, maybe that's why it conjoins back into a single point again. But oftentimes in these kind of branching stories, your choices make a difference in the entirety of the options, like of your future, or set some sort of scale. It shifts the weight of something. I'm going to, like I said before, I'm going to stick to my choice before I even knew the scenario and go with power. Let's see what happens.
Do it, Harmony.
Do it. All right, so power's whispering in my ear now.
But she'll be disappointed, and
You are about to tell her what she needs to hear, not what she wants to hear.
And that can be very hard. The more I think about it, the more I feel he's right. Time to put on my big sister cap.
maybe it's just me. But I can't picture you in a monoconcern uniform.
I know. But the pay it would change a lot for me.
Oh, it's tricky. She's conflicted. I don't think she expected me to reel her back in so quickly. How long has she been thinking about this?
No, you're right. It's not a good idea. They've been increasing security all over the island. MK is everywhere these days. Hard to avoid.
I believe when we were checking the codex at the beginning, the MK is abbreviated for the thing. I'll check again. What was that? That was interesting. So there's like some good story weave going on in here. Here it is. Yes. Okay. So when I was reading about Athena, the town that I grew up in, that I'm in, it said, located at the crossroads of many influential civilizations, Athena was always destined for greatness, thanks to monoconcern. And despite concern from bulky citizens, the island has been ushered into the 21st century. So MK, that company, is monoconcern. Now we know that. And now we have another entry into what this is. Let's learn more. Monoconcern started as a humble piping company in the early 20th century. 1 century later, it has grown from a water supply company to become the biggest company on Athena. Monoconcern now specializes in new technologies and offers a wide array of services. Tri-vids, drone deliveries, medic aid with an @ symbol in it, medic aid, and much more. Job opportunities abound in a variety of areas, providing roughly half of Athena's population with a steady income and the promise of a brighter future. Oh, and now we have an entry for Nora and for myself. Okay, let's see, who am I? Born March 18th, 1998, graduated with a degree in programming, moved abroad to work in biotech as a data analyst. Daughter of Ursula Beauclair and Mario Ricci, raised by Miss Beauclair. Seldom returns to Athena since leaving 10 years ago. Nothing of interest to report. All right, so that's the main character. And then Nora, born June 9th, 2010, studies economics with a minor in arts. All right, so she's roughly 10 years younger. Interesting, okay. Her grandfather, Laszlo Cesar, is her guardian and has raised her since her parents relinquished custody. Failed first several years of college, approached a fashion school on the continent for their international class. Legal name changed at age 18. Seeing a speech therapist. Contacted for mono-concern health experiments. Oh, interesting. Health experiments sounds concerning. That's risky business with your own body. Interesting. All right, let's see. We have an entry on the necklace in the mythology tab now. Let's see what it says. A key to reverie forged by a human with the help of an aspiration. This seemingly innocuous trinket acts as a portal between brittle and reverie. Some artifacts, such as this necklace, hold a piece of reverie within their material confines. Few exist, and fewer are those able to wield their potential. Nevertheless, these artifacts always find their way to the right person. And with that, we're all caught up. All right, back to the story. All right, so Nora's feeling like maybe it is a mistake. MK is everywhere these days, hard to avoid.
And I know I won't change anything by myself, but
Her heart is heavier. I wish I could take this burden off her, but the rest is up to her.
You cannot take back your words. Moving forward is the only way to travel this road, Harmony.
Wow, Power is very bossy.
You did well.
Well, all thanks.
sorry, it was a bad idea. Can I have a hug?
Aw, of course. I don't need to be asked twice. Oh, good. I'm glad. If this character refused to hug her, I would have rage quit. I don't need to be asked twice. Her warmth is contagious.
You know I didn't mean to make you feel guilty, right?
I know. Don't worry. I'm tough. On the inside.
Of course you are.
She smiles. I smile back. I'm realizing that from now on, my relationships will be affected by my power. Imagine how you would treat somebody differently if you could see elements of the outcome. Oh boy. This is a heavier burden than I thought.
This is good. The hug, I mean.
Aw. And there's no visual of them hugging. It's still just kind of their two characters kind of highlighting with the text over them. I didn't realize they were still hugging. Aw, it's a long hug. I like that.
It is.
Aw. Nora squeezes harder. Then she releases me. We're both recharged, both forgiven, both at
Come on.
peace.
I guess we should go find Laszlo.
That's her grandfather, I believe.
Yeah. I could do with a drink.
A fun random fact I learned a few weeks ago is that generational families are actually rising in frequency. Like there's more of them now than there used to be ever before. And a generational family is one where the children get raised by their grandparents. Oh, and maybe passing out and forgetting about the necklace and those two weird, I could do with a drink, and maybe passing out and forgetting about the necklace and those two weird ... I stop the thought before it expands beyond my control. I just noticed, because I clicked before I realized what I was doing, there's a little back arrow so you can actually go back and reread the conversation a little bit if you need more context or you forgot something. Family first, because that's why I'm here, isn't it? Family. You've just collected your first crystal. All right, we're back in the Agua Debauchery thing. Crystals collected during a chapter are not kept when you move to the next one. Crystal obtained. The barrier has fallen. You can now reach the objective node. All right. So all of the places where we've already made decisions and the time has already happened, so to speak, are all grayed out, and all we have left is to, well, it's not really a choice because we had to make a choice over here to unlock one or the other. So we're going to go to the sanctuary. My brain is melted. Sanctuary of power. You're welcome to visit my stronghold anytime, young Harmony. All right, we're going to the sanctuary of power. Oh, we're back in the other place. I'm seeing goldfish swimming around in the air above a tall... Whoa, what even am I looking at? It's like a skyscraper, but chunks of it have broken off and are floating and hovering in like cubes around the core part. Does that make sense? All right. A shock, a brief pain behind my eyes, a bright light. When I return to my senses, I'm not on Atina anymore. I'm back in reverie.
You have chosen well thus far.
Is this your realm?
Indeed. A place of strength, of fortitude.
Okay. A gust of dry wind pushes us inside the tower. Okay, yeah, it is very desert vibes over here. Okay. Ooh. The cold stone that surrounds us makes me feel like I'm walking down the barrel of a gun. Odd. Okay. The audio sounds like oceanic, and I'm seeing fish like koi, like orange stripy fish just swimming through the air. And there's this just massive looking throne, and there's like a glowy little planet orb sphere thing floating off to the front of it, I think. It's very, I don't know how to describe these, like Borg cube sort of vibes. I don't know how else to put it. It's just like lots of squares chunked together. What is that visual style called? I don't even know. It's very cold. It's cold and stark. Okay, let's see. What else does it say? Power takes an unhurried seat on the monumental throne. A movement rehearsed 1,000 times.
But a realm implies a kingdom, a title, a crown.
This is all for show. A power play. No pun intended.
We aspirations are neither kings nor queens nor anything in between.
The music has changed.
Neither deities nor demigods. We simply are. Aspirations are intrinsically linked to your world and your kind.
Oh, I just noticed this little spot here says R for auto text. I'm going to try clicking R and see what that does. I'm imagining the dialogue will move faster now. And we never had a clue about any of it.
Always. Since the dawn of your kind. Since your first dream, your first wish, your first complex thought. It must come as a shock to lose the luxury of your ignorance.
aspirations have been here all this time, everywhere, guiding us. So many questions. My mind's awash
Do we-
with words.
Elect you?
He shakes his gigantic head back and forth, his mouth twisting into a smile.
The same way a river.
Hold on. We are gonna go back because the auto text goes too fast for me to read the descriptive inner thoughts that are happening. So let me try this. We're gonna slow it down. He shakes his gigantic head back and forth, his mouth twisting into a smile. The concept of democracy seems alien to Power. The same way a river elects the sea into which it flows, says Power. Observations again. For a second, it feels like his throne is made of whitewashed bones, crushed hopes, tears and sweat and blood.
You sense that we aspirations are much more than we appear. We give off an energy that...
Like
No.
gods?
I want to turn off auto text. Excuse me. Game. Once I turned it on, it won't turn off. All right. Okay.
Gods are invented.
And I have
And
missed more things because I can't
inventions
turn
can be killed.
auto text off. There we go. I have gotten it to turn off now. Okay. Okay. You sense that we aspirations are much more than we appear. We give off an energy that is neither good nor bad, Harmony. Like gods. Harmony says that part. I'm trying to make sense of it all, trying to make it work in my head. Then Power says, gods are invented and inventions can be killed.
No. No.
Oh, screen shake, okay. He slammed his fist on his hand. A sedan-sized fist hammers the arm of his throne.
We are much more. Greater than gods. But our strength is limited to this place. We
Okay.
need a firm hand to restore our world.
And my world too, right? If I understood, we're connected. You need us humans. And we need you.
The smile disappears from his face.
True. True. Use the augural. Explore your future. Establish and assert your own will. Follow my path, and we can change the world. Our worlds. Because whatever is about to come, dear Harmony, even I cannot predict what it will be.
All right, interesting. He raises his hand and snaps his fingers. Okay, and then we're back in the augural. And a long road ahead. My head is buzzing with thoughts. Now what? We're at the goal node here. Let's take a look at the codex again, though, because we have that sanctuary, Power's stronghold, and some mythology has been updated as well. So let's see. Power's stronghold. Unsurprisingly, Power's stronghold is the grandest sanctuary in Reverie. It presides over many dreams and is said to extend deep into the ground of Reverie. Its stark obsidian slabs come from the darkest nightmares Power has managed to venture into. They serve as a reminder of his strength for everyone to see. The stronghold has seen many wars and conquered many dreams, but it remains firmly rooted in the heart of Power's realm. And then we have Power's court. added to the mythology. Let's see what this says. These innocuous fish are Power's messengers. Oh, the fish, yes. Power's fish are his eyes and ears and have been known to fight before. Power's loyal allies since time immemorial. The fish are his messengers, spies, and soldiers. Their expressions are undecipherable. Are they listening to us or waiting for orders? We do not know. All right, let's go back to the objectives. A long road ahead. My head is buzzing with thoughts. Now what? All right, let's click on this. We've made it. Let's click on this and see what happens. Okay, I'm in reverie still. Whatever's brewing here, it's big. Bigger than my mother disappearing. I step closer to the heart of reverie. Its blue flames don't seem to burn.
Hey, you still here?
Oh, there's Bliss. Okay, hi Bliss. I turn around. Bliss is standing right in front of me.
Didn't mean to scare you. Sorry.
There's more to it than she's ready to share. I can sense it.
This is a lot. Are you real? Is any of this real? Or am I having some sort of waking nightmare?
First, thanks. Nightmare indeed. Second, it's very real, Sprout.
I just need a minute.
I guess the image of the character is kind of holding their head.
It's okay. Really. We're really impressed by everything you've done so far. Soon, you'll be able to see even further on the Augural.
How far ahead?
Depends on your choices, on who you side with, on what happens.
She's uncomfortable. I didn't side with her. I went with Power's options. I wonder if that's playing out differently because of that.
I can tell you don't exactly trust me, even if I can't read your mind anymore.
Let's be honest here.
You mentioned my mother. As soon as I stepped into all this, you knew. And you wanted me to find her. What's going on with her? Do you know Ursula?
I wonder if she has a different name in this realm as well. Can aspirations breathe? Because if so, Bliss just took the biggest gulp of air ever.
Ursula was here before, in your shoes, in this place, wearing this necklace.
It sounds like maybe my mother was the previous Harmony.
And she tried to do everything you've been doing today, and
She failed.
Oh.
she wasn't the right person. Why? I can't tell you directly.
Interesting. For every mystery solved, 2 secrets are added.
Whatever happened, it broke us.
Oh.
It almost ruined Reverie. And we forgot. Our minds, our bodies were twisted and erased.
Ooh. That sounds horrible. All right, we're in that central area again, with the heart floating well above this labyrinth kind of space. I turn away from Bliss. A minute. I just need a minute. Today's been a string of stolen minutes, wild concepts, shocking discoveries.
We need your help. And you need ours. There's an aspiration called truth. They know a lot. I mean, of course. If you could find a way to save them, it would mean the world to us.
Why does truth need saving? I wonder. I'm sure we're not going to get that far because the tutorial is fairly limited, but my goodness. Okay.
I know it's unfair to ask you to go out there without any more information.
It'll be okay. I understand the stakes. And I'll do my best.
Clasped hands again. I give her a tentative smile. I need to get back to Nora, meet with Laszlo, search for my mother and this truth. No time to lose. Select a pass node to display an overview of its content. The game is saved automatically after each node played. You can still restart a chapter from the start as long as it has not been completed. The option is available from the pause menu. Well, let's just see how it ends. Odds are, if everybody watching this enjoyed it enough, I'll get the game and we can play through it. So I won't worry too much about that unexplored path. This is the act overview. It appears when reaching the end of a chapter. An act is composed of several chapters, each having its own objectives. The act overview is a simplified version of all the chapters composing an act. This is the objective you have just completed by helping Nora make a decision about her future. Act 1, Chapter 1. It is now part of your ongoing journey towards the main pivot points of the story, the outcomes. Oh, an outcome represents the conclusion of great events of the future. They are unlocked by the crystals you collect throughout the chapters. At the end of a chapter, all the crystals you have collected are automatically transferred to the outcomes. Unlocking an outcome generally requires a large number of crystals. Yeah, these are showing it says 13. At the end of an act, you will have to pick an outcome. On the augural, you can press semicolon at any time to access the act overview. Do not hesitate to check it regularly and see your progress towards the outcome you are aiming for. Close this tutorial and use the left mouse button on this node to start the next chapter. Oh, it would appear that there's even more in this tutorial. That's good. I felt like this was a little bit short. Okay, awesome. I'm glad we get to explore more. All right. Onwards we go. Familiar face, foreign emotion, and it looks like reveals two nodes. Oh, it's going to reveal these over here perhaps? Hold on, I can zoom out. Oh, goodness, no. It reveals something much further out. These. Okay. All right. Okay, so we can gain a bond crystal or we gain a bliss crystal, depending on our choice, following whatever this is. All right. Well, let's travel this road to the end, I suppose. This symbol means that the node will trigger a revelation. Revelations unveil nodes still invisible to Polly on the augural. See the links extending from the icon? They point to the nodes that will be revealed. I just explored that myself, so that's good. Nice and clear explanation. Thank you, game. I noticed there's little bright specks of pink, which looks like almost washed off graffiti along this beach that we're looking at here. I think the house up on that cliffside is the place where I'm staying. So I seem to be on the beach of the island. I see the tall, not words. I see the tall skyscrapers up in the background, far away in the distance, and up closer, lots of run-down, unkempt buildings. I see laundry hanging out of windows and curtains that are not well kept and all kinds of things like that. And this beach is scattered with these little bright pink flecks that I think are graffiti, but on the sand I don't know. And you can hear the ocean. And there are shooting stars in the night sky. It's kind of twilight out by the water. It's a little pink. Oh, it's beautiful. I wish the night sky looked like this most of the time. Oh, it's beautiful. Okay. I looked I looked up at the sky, the clouds floating by, obscuring the newly revealed stars. Familiar but unknowable, beautiful but ever-changing.
I came out here for like 2 hours last week.
Nora's with us.
I believe it.
Okay.
They suck you in, don't they? Especially when the sea is calm and you can see them reflected down there.
I look over at her, neck craned upwards, a half smile on her lips. She seems calmer. I'm glad.
All right. Time to rip off the bandage. Let's go see Laszlo.
Okay.
I'll be at your side.
They seem to have a lovely relationship. I like this.
I know you will.
They have kind looks on their faces. She lowers her gaze from the heavens to look me in the eye.
You haven't seen him the last few days? Full on denial. It's killing me to see him like this.
Sounds rough. But we'll find a way. Right? Even if we have to outdrink him with his own imported beers.
That wins another smile, clearer this time.
They are so expensive. And I'm broke, just so you know.
All right. It feels like we're looking at the start menu again with like the cosmos kind of shimmering in nothingness. A little vague light kind of rainbows are refracting? That's the word I meant to say. There's little crystalline colors floating through here. I don't know if I would have noticed it if I didn't stop to really look. It's sort of subtle. We walk through the streets of our childhood, laughing, bouncing off the old familiar walls. We chat as we go. We're sad that one store closed, amazed that another has managed to stay open. We laugh, a godsend considering the circumstances. But the further we walk, the worse the flickers get. All right, now we're seeing, wow, this is like 1,000 little rivers kind of all intertwining into each other. Bonds Marsh. Oh, images of other places, impossible places, reverie. Yeah, so there's just like green, lush green everywhere with all these snaking rivers crossing into and out of each other. Is this in reverie? What is this? Okay. Then birds flutter about my head, phasing in and out of reality, and a kindly voice calls my name. Oh, we're in the marsh. Tree roots just rising directly out of the water. Long vines dangling down, large, gnarled, horizontal, like just full-on trunks of trees practically. There's a rug and some smaller carpets and big pillows and a candle on a box just resting on one of these kind of horizontal parts of this. I guess it's a massive root. It's incredible, honestly. It looks beautiful. And there's this three-wicked candle. It's like really tall, and there's three candle flames flickering. Okay, let's see what's happening here. And then he's there in front of me.
Greetings. Oh, did I startle you?
Okay, interesting. This guy has very ashen skin, very kind of old angular face with either that's gotta be his beard, a white beard going down to almost his clavicle. He's got a big, almost like a messy turban on his head. He has some mud sort of streaked on the forehead, and he's wearing a necklace with big beads, and he's holding what looks like a string game, like the one where you like weave your fingers in and out to make a pattern, and like the Eiffel Tower and stuff like that. His eyes are closed and his hands are outstretched holding this. It looks like it's string, but in like a almost sun pattern. Like there's like a sun in the center with string bits going outwards.
Where am I? Who are you? Another aspiration?
Exactly. I'm Bond. My siblings keep forgetting about me. I'm not interrupting anything, am I?
As soon as he said Bond, I had to restrain myself from saying James Bond. That's a problem. Okay, I wonder if by bond he means like family ties and those kinds of bonds. Not interrupting anything.
No. I guess I'm getting used to it. I feel at home, somehow.
Naturally. My path is one of community, friendship, and empathy.
Oh,
The mangrove forest is a place of warmth and safety.
the string game in his hands has changed to a different pattern, and now there's like almost the cardsuit clubs, like 3 little shapes in the middle of the strings.
And I am an excellent host. The journey before you, Harmony, is one with many roads and even more destinations.
A zigzaggy pattern has gone onto his face, or not his face, oh my god, into the strings. There's this kind of just crisscross of triangles. What does it mean?
I am here to guide you towards those that lead to understanding, not conflict.
I know this won't be as simple as that, unfortunately.
Oh, you mean your mother. I know you will find a way to see eye to eye with her.
There's another symbol, kind of looks like very, very straight-lined spirals, 3 of them. I'm noticing that a lot of the patterns inside the little string game, they have color to them. These are yellow. The little clubs before I think were green. Interesting. I don't know what it means. All right, fat chance, but sure, let's pretend that's even remotely possible. Seeing eye to eye with someone that can be very tricky for sure, but she's attempting to entertain that
I
possibility.
don't wish to keep you. Before you go, I have but one piece of advice. Remain mindful of others.
I mean, that's a good advice, no matter what, Bond. What did that
Then
mean?
your journey may be one of discovery, not destruction.
Yeah. It's just polite to do that, too. All right, we're back in the modern day, real world stuff. There's a little, like, I want to call it a pop-up cafe, but that's not it. Before I can reply to this newest aspiration, I blink and I'm back on Atina. We are looking at this really cute little, I don't even know what to call it. It's like a little mini coffee bar or bar. But it's like a food truck, except no wheels. It's just very, very small, and there's only seating outside of it. It looks like, oh, there's a train up above us. That's what that is. So maybe this is some sort of train station area, perhaps? I don't know why there's this little pop-up cafe thing.
Turns out he wasn't even talking to me. Can you believe it? What an idiot. Well, we're here.
Ah, she's right. Laszlo's bar. The words are hard. Why? I give her a reassuring nudge, and we head to the counter. So Laszlo owns a bar. This is his bar, this quaint little thing. It's all red and it has these little ornate symbols on the top of it. The place hasn't changed at all, except it's a little messier. Oh, and it pulls up a little picture of some dirty plates and glasses by the sink. A lot messier, in fact. But the rest, the ramshackle seating, the sticky counter, the rumble of the tram line overhead, this place always felt like a second home to me. And there, tending the bar.
Polly, you're here. I'm so glad you're finally here.
I don't know why, but I feel like this guy flies airplanes. Why is that my impression? He's got a very square head. He's got like that kind of thick, wide, like jaw. He's got, I think, graying hair. He's got some frown lines on his face. So he's probably a paternal figure of sorts, perhaps. He's got a watch and a gray shirt with a little symbol on it. Just a little kind of polo shirt style. Very simple. All right, let's talk to him. Laszlo. He leaves the counter and comes over. Before I can react, he's grabbed me in a bear hug. My phone jams up into my ribs, and I force a smile.
My word, it's good to see you, Polly.
Oh, he's making a very awkward smiley face and putting up 2 thumbs up. Oh my goodness. Okay.
You look like a strong breeze would knock you over. Are you eating? Here, look, I've got snacks behind the bar.
I feel like he's trying too hard. That's what the little image with the thumbs up and the kind of forced smile feels like. Nora rolls her eyes. She wasn't wrong. His smile is too wide, his voice a bit too loud. Laszlo's a jolly fellow, but this is a bit too jolly for the situation. Why? All right. Several objective nodes have been revealed. All right, so we're back in the orrery with all the little nodes. It will be impossible to gather the crystals required to complete both objectives. You will have to make a decision. Will you follow Bliss's path or Bond's instead? All right, so let's see. So the 2 immediate options are hold off for now, following Bliss. And it says you haven't seen each other for ages. Take it easy. Serious stuff can wait. Or Bond. Ask Nora about Laszlo. A family tree is a fragile thing. Be careful how you handle it, Harmony. Okay, and then up here, it has revealed 2 different options far, far in the future. I'm scrolled all the way to near the top of this chapter, and it says the 2 results are Laszlo opens up to his friends. And that says that's a bond, and that says someone goes away and the community falls apart. Bring it back together. Let it heal in unity. And then for following Bliss, Laszlo finally talks to Nora. Bliss. Laszlo is hiding his emotions. You need to strengthen his bonds with the people he loves. Interesting. So the options are to try to bring the whole community back together or to strengthen kind of familial bonds. And there's a lot in between this as well. So who knows what following one path will grant us in that sense. So there's some real decisions we have to make very early on in this playthrough. let's gather some more information before I make this decision. I want to open up the codex. We've got a few more things here. Like now there's an entry about Laszlo's bar and Laszlo and Bond as well. So let's take a look at these. All right, let's see here. Born April 13th, 1974, former nurse and owner of well-established bar in Alma. Widower of Alex Natalizia, with whom he had one daughter, Veruca Cesar. Met Ursula Beauclair while on duty at the hospital. Was one of the first community members to join her in renovating the Naiads. Briefly sat on city council in the 90s. Became his granddaughter Nora's legal guardian when Veruca Cesar chose not to raise her child. Refused multiple offers from Mono Concern to franchise his bar. All right, interesting. And then we have, so that's him. Now we have the spaces. So we've got Laszlo's bar here. One of the numerous bars built under tram lines in the early 70s. Run by a colorful bartender for over 20 years, it has earned quite the reputation. Under the City Council's Community Enhancement Program, tiny bars, such as this one, flourished around Atena's tram stations. However, they slowly disappeared in the 2010s and were replaced by larger, automated, multi-story breweries. This bar is among the last of its kind, importing beverages from neighboring islands and coasts. There's also an entry for Seamus Creek, which is the beach that we were on in the twilight before. It says, unfortunately, Alma's only public beach has been closed since the 90s because of the water that is, the toxic water that is dumped into our sea. Swimming on this side of the island is strictly forbidden. Since the Green Hills Agreement of 2026, Mono Concern has been hard at work to rid our coasts of pollution. It is confident that it will be able to clear our beaches by the end of the decade. A brand new water park near Seamus Creek will create new job opportunities. Construction on the park should be complete just as our shores are reopened to the public. Interesting to see the goals of this big company. I wonder what kind of overarching situation that is that we're going to see unfold here. All right, then about the aspiration bond. Let's absorb a little of their info too. The kindest of all the aspirations, bond is the connection between all things and strength in numbers. Selfishness is a foreign concept to Bond. He lives through the eyes and feelings of others. Bond was once a multitude, but resigned himself to becoming a single being for the convenience of the other aspirations. This is mainly because he needs them to exist and forge the connections on which he thrives. Communication between the aspirations was greatly improved thanks to Bond, and he introduced the concepts of equality and inclusivity to dreams. And then we have the beautiful jungle grove with the mangrove, with the place where we met Bond. It's just to complete the codex. There was a little pip saying that we hadn't checked this yet. The once vibrant, thriving jungle has been quiet. I'm yawning. I'm so sorry. Oh my God. The once vibrant, thriving jungle has been quiet for a few cycles now. There, wrapped in shadows, swarms of life forms live and multiply. Bond knows each and every soul and secret that dwells within the boundless march, and he cares for them all. His mind swims through their energy, bringing new lives each day. Although this cosmos has lost much of its vital energy, Bond kindly watches over it like like a shepherd. Pond kindly watches over it like a shepherd, welcoming vagrant dreams as well. I feel pulled towards Bond. As far as the direction to choose. There's these two little tabs on the side. Oh, I see. They represent the different objectives available to us, as well as the newest things unlocked on the Codex. Okay, so that's what those, they're both just there. Okay. I think we're going to ask Nora about Laszlo. So, Laszlo raised Nora, it would seem. So this is a familial connection of sorts. All right, double-clicked it, let's go. Laszlo bustles off to grasp some unneeded snacks, sending an errant beer bottle skittering across the cobbles.
What's up with him?
He's been like this ever since Ursula disappeared. It's unbearable. He pretends everything's fine, like she's gonna waltz through the door any minute. Whenever I bring it up, he gets angry. So, I stopped. He has his own way of showing his feelings, I guess.
Oh, that was a very brief moment. So it looks like that has happened. That's what we chose. The next little piece of this chapter is cheers and worries. Something's afoot with Laszlo. Something besides Ursula's disappearance. I guess we're gonna get nosy out of concern for this person. All right, double clicking and in we go. With Laszlo fussing about behind the counter, Nora smiles and goes over to chat with some regulars. There are a few faces I recognize, names bubbling up from the fog of forgotten memory, Laszlo's friends. They look older, shrunken almost. Snippets of conversation drift my way. He's not been the same these last few days. What's wrong with him? I turn my head away. I don't need to hear anymore. They're worried too. I need to do something. This is an inevitable node. I really can't talk today. I'm so sorry. Blah. This is an inevitable node. You have no choice but to play this type of node when it becomes available. All right, so that means I have to do this next. Laszlo leads the conversation. Laszlo's a pro at avoiding serious subjects. No choice but to listen to him for now. All right, we're gonna double click on the node and go in. I try to strike up a conversation with him, but he immediately launches into a discussion of Alma's politics and the price of importing beer. I let him do the talking. It feels good to hear him talk about mundane things.
Did Nora tell you about the storm a while back?
I've seen pictures. How bad was it?
Bit of flooding around the island, but the walls held and the roof barely leaked at home. Nora helped board up the bar. We had a good laugh at all the drowned drones the next day. Spotted some MK folks trying to scoop them up before they floated out to sea.
Competitive drone fishing.
Every once in a while, I completely forget that this is set in a kind of like a sci-fi future. It says 2026, but this is clearly not our reality in how technology has boomed in this space. All right, let's see. Back to this. He smiles, and his face relaxes somehow.
A sport where nobody wins.
He's doing that awkward face with the thumbs up again. All right. So that was just a little important character building stuff. All right, let's see. There's an option for bond or bliss again. Bliss is option, which I'm following the path of bond, so we're going to probably not see an entire half of this. So for those of you thinking about maybe playing this game yourself, there's a whole other avenue that you can explore. So you're getting only 50% spoilers. So bliss, if he's too shy to talk in front of Nora, you should give him some privacy. Take him for a walk. And then the node for bond, which is what we're going to do, is a helping hand. Laszlo needs support, even if he won't admit it. Why don't you show him the way? Okay. This is going to be tough. Laszlo is open and generous, but when it comes to his feelings, not so much. It could be hard to get through to him. I wait until he's busy with a customer to talk to Nora.
Here's the plan. We have to get his guard down. He'll stay like this forever. And that's no good for anyone. So, it's time for some bar work.
What?
Yeah, that's my thought too. What?
Just follow my lead.
I rise and walk behind the bar as confidently as I can. Nora follows close after
Come on,
me.
move over.
What are you two up to?
Tending bar. Judging from the state of this place, you can use all the help you can get.
She has a kind of sassy, casual hand on her shoulder and a kind of lopsided grin. She's definitely trying to be lighthearted in what she's saying, even though her intentions are very serious.
The place is looking a little untidy, I suppose. A bit busy, you know?
Looks like a bomb's gone off, Grandpa.
The nerves on this girl.
But he smiles. The banter's enjoyable after all.
You too.
I didn't mean to talk over that. I accidentally clicked the mouse too fast. The X icon means that the next node will trigger a revocation. It will block access to the other nodes forever. Select a node with a revocation to see the nodes that will be blocked. All right, so we can either talk about change or talk about the naiads. So while we're behind the bar, how are we going to direct the conversation? And interestingly, if we talk about the naiads, we can't get to the bond crystal that's here. And if we talk about change, we can't get to the bliss crystal here. So the bliss crystal gets Laszlo to speak about Ursula, and the bond crystal gets Laszlo to speak about MK. So that other thing that was bothering him is probably that huge corporation. So let's not sabotage our ability to get those bond crystals that we need. And let's talk about change. I've double clicked. Let's go in and see what happened. I start to tidy up, grabbing discarded bar rags, empty bottles, and stale smelling glasses. Nora looks at me, confused. I jerk my head towards a pile of dirty bar mats. She starts cleaning up around the bar. I know she was hoping for another kind of family reunion,
Got to admit, it's a little strange. Being back here on a Tina.
Is that how you say it? Atina. I gotta remember that. I keep saying it wrong. Laszlo nods, but doesn't look up from the glass he's cleaning.
Funny how a place can change so much while staying the same.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, he's looking a little awkward. He's got his palms pressed together, with like his fingertips touching and splayed out, and he's kind of frowning and looking to the side. He's nodding again, but his mind is clearly elsewhere. Every now and again, he glances at Nora, concern in his eyes. Or is it fear? Whatever it is, this isn't like him. So now we get to earn a bond crystal and listen to him talk about MK. He has a lot to say about Atina. Atina. After a moment of silence, Laszlo places the glass on the counter and arcs his head towards the sky. The light is slowly increasing. The moon's rays are bisected by the tram line above. A breeze flutters his shirt, kicks up dust off the street.
There's change in that wind. Been a long time coming.
A change.
Sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? That you live in a place long enough, you...
Oh, wait, I accidentally clicked again. You live in a place long enough. You know. There it is. My opening's right there.
Not ridiculous. Not at all.
Ursula, she was... part of it. Something bigger, something I couldn't see. Scares me a bit, sure.
Scares him? What is going on here? Yeah, honestly, what is he talking about?
But you can't hold off change forever.
Laszlo's searching gaze drifts back towards me and softens. All at once, he looks a bit less haggard, less sleepless.
Glad you're back, Molly.
Aw.
We're going to find her.
We have to. MK's pressuring us. They want the Naiads. All.
Or...
They want the land, especially.
They don't care about that old building of ours. They want to build a mall or something, I don't know. And we're running dry. But... well...
He shrugs, signaling the discussion is over. Then he zeroes in on his glasses again. Okay, all right. Okay. It looks like we are near the end of this chapter. We've got May the Sun Return Soon as a node, and then we have to choose between, well, we already made the choice, but this is where we'll see the result of choosing between Laszlo talking to Nora following the bliss line and Laszlo opening up to his friends and following the bond line. So let's double click on this node in the middle, and then we'll see where we'll get to watch the branch split after this. Night has fallen. The place is almost empty, apart from Laszlo's friends and a phone browsing Nora. A lot of texts. I'm curious, but it's not my place to investigate. At least not now.
It has been a day.
Definitely a day.
Tomorrow's creeping up on us already.
He nods his head at me, but this time it's genuine. There's a faint sparkle in his eye. His armor isn't gone, but the straps have loosened. It's a start. All right, let's go to the node that we were aiming for of Bond opening up with his friends. He has learned much today. With the help of others, he may grow stronger than he ever imagined. And let's choose that path. The orrery. We decide to stay for a while. Nora for the atmosphere. Me to see if I can pry off the last of Laszlo's armor. Then I get an idea to get him to talk.
Why don't we grab a drink with your friends over there, Laszlo?
He hesitates for a second before grabbing a big bottle from the fridge.
Sure.
We join Laszlo's posse around the far table, older folks from Atina and abroad. It feels so normal, derogatory jokes at Laszlo's expense, talk of the island and of Alma. MK, the new neighborhood they raised and rebuilt. Some mentions that Ursula fought the construction for years, and it happens.
I need to come clean, folks. Ursula's been gone for a few days. She's disappeared.
Oh, they didn't know. I didn't realize that it wasn't common knowledge. This is news to the rest of the group.
I feel responsible. And I'm sorry if, you know, I hurt you.
Why does he feel responsible? I wonder. All right, we'll keep going. Around the teeple. Yes, that's the word, table and people stuck together. Thank you, brain. Around the table, people show their support. Hands are shaken, promises are made to go out and look for her and to ask questions. It's all quite moving. And when things calm down, his eyes meet mine. Is that gratitude?
The truth is, I knew it was coming. That something was coming, at least. Things have felt off for weeks. At home. Here. A feeling in the air. Again, sorry.
Okay.
To all of you. Nora, most of all. Sorry.
Aww.
I just... It's hard. I didn't want anyone else to bear the burden.
Nora smiles gently, strides to the chair next to her grandfather, and leans over. She rests her head on his considerable shoulder. For the first time since I arrived, I see a genuine smile cross his face. Yay, we did it. The objective node may generate consequences that impact later chapters of the story. Ooh, okay. This will give you access to entire branches of the future and cut you off from others. Keep this in mind when planning your route on the augural. And then we click to end the chapter in the augural. Because of the choices you made when dealing with Laszlo, you've made great progress towards an outcome. You have chosen the path laid out before you by an aspiration, but the future might still be in your hands. Outcomes may have greater consequences than objectives. Will you stay on the same path, or would you rather change the course of the future? I feel like a magician asking me if I want to draw more cards or not. I don't know which outcome is good at all. There's okay, so there's two. I see. Okay, so power and bond are this. There's these two goals, and the one that's mostly full currently is the power and bond one. The tradition reborn, it says when I hover over that one, it says power. If you don't have what it takes to lead the way, then fine. And then the other one is bliss, and it's a spark of joy. It says your return should mean hope, joy. Sadness is what's stopping this place from thriving. All right, and now we're staring at chapter 3. Okay, interesting. Well, let's dive in. Trusted hands. I knew I could trust Nora and Laszlo to find a lead. All right, let's click on this node in the orrery and into the story we go. Oh, there's my weirdly constructed wooden house on the cliff. It's daylight again. A new day dawns. Consciousness returns slowly, and as I open my eyes, they feel like hot marbles rolling in their sockets. Yesterday was more intense than I had imagined. Reconnecting with Laszlo took an emotional toll I'm not sure either of us were ready for. I checked the clock. Past 10. Late. 5 more minutes won't hurt. But as my eyes close, there's a flicker, and I'm back in reverie. I open them, and I'm at home in my bed. This is becoming intolerable. I wait a few moments to see if the sensation returns, but it leaves me be for now. Time to get up. I'm curious if the artist drew new clothes for the character, or if they're still in the same green shirt. All right, in the Naiads, we're looking at the...
Are you sure you saw it in here?
We're looking in the underwater, I wanted to say, the pool that has been converted into like a little kitchen dining area. All right, and Laszlo is here. Are you sure you saw it in here?
Yes, it was by the sink. I was listening to my podcast.
Oh, did she lose her phone? I do that all the time.
Researching about the Oxyons, are you?
I'm sure there's a connection between them and Ursula and... Oh! Morning, sleepyhead.
It looks like the two of them have been up for a while. For Laszlo, that's not a surprise, but Nora's usually a night owl. Breakfast is all laid out. Banana crepes, hazelnut and sesame paste, fresh mango. My favorite. Ooh, that does sound good.
How are you two this awake already?
Already? It's nearly lunch.
Grandpa, tell her!
Tell me what?
No, you do it.
We have a lead! On Ursula.
Ooh. They have a lead. All right. So there are now... Okay, the next node's barrier was removed after you reached last chapter's objective. The other is forever inaccessible to you. Oh. You might not see the consequences of an objective node until much later in the story. I'm confused. Where's... what? Oh, these? Is this what they're talking about? Or is this symbol saying I can't do this? I'm confused. I see. It says conditions. Laszlo spoke openly about Ursula to the people of Alma. Or Laszlo opened up to Nora a bit more. So we have to go with the one that's our only option already, which is the node on the left here, which says someone in the crowd from Bond. So Laszlo was right to believe in the kindness of strangers. All right, here we go. It takes a few seconds for my mind to adjust to what I heard. We drank quite a lot last night. It seems that Laszlo's friends were adamant he needed to party hard. Being an adult means you can skip therapy for a good all-night binge. It's been ages since I've been hungover. All right, just focus.
What's happening? Spill!
Last night, one of my friends reminded me about a girl at the Naiads. She came to meet with Ursula. Several times, in fact.
Okay.
I asked who she was, and your mother said she was a journalist, interested in publishing some of her poems.
Which is weird. Nobody publishes poetry nowadays.
I have to admit that Ursula hasn't sold a single text in decades. Anyway, I didn't push it. Assumed your mother would tell me the truth when she was ready. But then...
Oh, he just looked to the side. Then she disappeared off the face of the earth. So there's like a little unspoken, sort of awkward silence that happens.
Anyway, I mentioned this girl to my regulars. She's Not the sort of person you forget easily.
Extravagant somehow, I guess? I wonder. All right, let's see.
So, Jack thought he recognized the description, and this morning...
He dropped this off. Well, show her.
Laszlo grabs something off the counter and hands it to me. A magazine. It's a local publication, anti-corporate, anti-fascist. Mono concern seems to be the theme of this issue, unsurprisingly.
Second page, editor's column.
There's a lengthy piece on the inside cover. It skewers MK, their actions on Atina. I still can't say it. Atina. Their checkered history. At the bottom, there's a photo and a single name.
Jade.
Jade.
Ooh, that's her. I think she's quite famous around here. Badass type.
Sounds like she's got a new fan.
Jack also told us the printer's address. Might be a good start.
We've got some mutuals in common, too. Maybe we could hit them up instead. They'll know how to contact her for sure.
We've got options. That's a good start. A really good start. Oh, back to the orrery. Let's stare into the future. This locked symbol indicates that the node is locked. You need to reach the key that opens it. Seek for key icons on the augural. I see 2 right there. Okay. Select the node you want to play to find... yawn again, sorry. Select the node you want to play to find its key on the augural. Alright, so if we scoot our way up here, there's these 2 locked nodes. Jade's personal issues versus Ursula and MK. Alright, so this one's unlocked by more info about Jade, and this one's unlocked by Jade's investigation. This option... Oh, interesting. So some of these things from far away give insight on things much, much further up. Okay. Oh, gosh. This gets complicated. So I can choose this path to find Jade's friend. Nora won't have trouble asking them for info. Or I can try the other path and explore the underground printing room. Ooh. It looks like no matter what, as I go through this, I will lose a power crystal and a bond crystal. But there's nothing, it looks like there's no way to really avoid that. Okay. We're doing a little kind of side quest to unlock something here. I think since this one here is focusing more on Ursula and MK, I feel like that's the path I would want to go. If I could see the future, I'd want to choose this way. All right. So we're going to go towards exploring the printing room. All right, Orrery, take us there. Her business contacts are more likely to have forwarding addresses and such. I decided to focus on the other lead.
Let's check the printers.
All right. I'll get my keys and we'll head out.
Let's go.
We're on a mission. Castellu Road, a very colorful, densely packed, like buildings right next to each other. Oh, there's little, one of the electric trams going down the road. There's bicycles, a little antique bookshop looking thing, a bunch of air conditioners just plastered against all these buildings. Bright colors. Very colorful older part of the town. The place isn't far. It's a ramshackle house that for all intents and purposes appears to be abandoned. Still, when we rap on the door, someone opens it. Someone who is most certainly not happy to see us. She looks to be about my age. As soon as Laszlo mentions Jade, she jams a finger to her lips and points to the sky. Several drones hover above the street, searching for something, or just on patrol. There's a little drone image here, and it looks kind of like a piggy. It's got like a little piggy snout grill on the front and little glowy blue eyes, and it's holding a package, like an Amazon box, basically. Nora and I nod and stroll a little way down the street. As soon as the drones move on, Laszlo disappears inside.
Any idea what this Jade might have wanted with Ursula?
Is that suspicion I detect?
Come on. It's a little weird, right? A stranger at the Naiads, a journalist of all things, and then my mother disappears.
If it were anyone else, yeah, sus. But this is Jade. She's got to be the most active activist on the island. Plus, she has, like, moral scruples.
Is it just me, or is Nora starting to sound like Jade's #1 fan?
I've got a good feeling about this. About Jade. If we find her, she'll help if she can. I know it.
Laszlo emerges from the house and strides over, a big grin on his face. All right, so now we look into the future in the orrery, and we have another choice. Except I don't think we have a choice because we don't have a power crystal, so we can't ask about the printing room. Let's ask about Jade. That makes sense anyhow, because honestly, we want to get to the bottom of this mystery, right? All right, let's go. Laszlo's back, but he's keeping quiet. He sticks his hands in his pockets, clearly enjoying our impatience.
Come on then, tell us.
The owner said she hadn't seen Jade in a while. Usually pops by every few days, but not anymore. She also said something was a bit off. Jade's fire was gone, or something like that. The mag was everything to her. And then, she stopped caring. Truth be told, the owner was more than a little spooked, worried.
Wonder what's going on.
Thought Mono Konza might have caught Jade's scent.
This has got to be tied to Ursula.
I need to get Nora to chill out a bit.
I don't know. It's all just a bunch of stuff happening at the same time right now. No solid links. Could be a coincidence, you know?
Skate park is where we'll find her if she wants to be found. We should head over there.
Skate park, okay.
I'm interested in having a chat with this young woman everyone's so enamored with.
He's doing that really kind of the thumbs up and the forced weird tiny smile. I hate it. Oh no. Okay, all right. Jade's investigation. This will unlock our information about Ursula. We're walking through the streets. Laszlo's in front, a smile on his face. Nora and I are behind, trying to keep up with him.
So, did the owner know what Jade was working on? Might have something to do with why she was talking to Ursula.
She said, far as she could tell, Jade was on a big MK investigation. Something to do with a public health program? No specifics, though. Jade hadn't delivered the copy.
Nora almost shudders.
Nothing that could go wrong there.
Doesn't sound like anything Ursula would have a hand in.
I can sense something surrounding us, like a warm blanket, Is one of the aspirations trying to reach me? But as I try... words. But as I try to focus on it, it disappears. You have unlocked this node. You can now access it normally. All right. And that is indeed, that's the next thing we have to do. We can't even do anything else. It's all locked. All right. Ursula and MK. Laszlo seems to know something from Ursula's past. We have unlocked this, and off we go. There's a shared... I cannot words. Oh my God. There's a shared charge between us. Unconscious, but evident. Each of us is looking over our shoulders more, checking the skies for drones, our surroundings for eavesdroppers. Like a spy, on my own island.
Doesn't surprise me that your mother might be involved in something to do with that bloody company.
No, me neither. Remember those papers she wrote when I was a kid? MK didn't like those at all.
Ursula was protesting MK.
Not directly. Her work was all about ancient history, historical accounts, Oxyon stuff. MK didn't like any of that. But it was a very different beast back then. Barely a pop.
They just pulled up a little image of really ancient looking, like a bowl and a vase jug thing and an ancient knife. Like, so, like archaeology stuff. Okay.
Either way, she was no fan of monoconcern, or what it was doing to Atina.
Atina. Okay, the stress is on the Tina part.
Her and Jade teaming up to take them down. Yeah, I can see that.
But without telling us? Your mother is a secretive person, sure, but she would have said something.
I turn to Nora. She looks like she agrees. All right, Laszlo's backup plan. It may be risky, but it could work. There's no options. That's just where we go now. And this will make us lose a crystal. So this says nodes can also make you lose crystals when you reach them. This node will make you lose 1 bond crystal and 1 power crystal. I only have 1 bond crystal, so I'm about to lose that. All right, high up aerial footage of the town. We're looking, we can see. Oh my gosh, it's a very sweet city. The little tram, I see the tram going by in the distance. Oh, you can see the bar even. And there is a little train station right nearby it. There's a bunch of other buildings. It's very beautiful. We head to the skate park. The streets are quieter now, with rush hour long since over. A stray dog trots alongside us for a moment. Sniffs my hand, then wanders off. Sorry for yawning. Jade is a long shot, but she's our only shot. Besides, Laszlo claims he has a plan.
All right, out with it then.
Posters.
Posters. Of it?
Exactly.
Oh my God, I clicked accidentally. Of Ursula. Oh, and this is the first time we get to kind of see what what our character's mother looks like. Ursula. Gray, kind of fluffy hair, a gentle smile on a pretty angular, thin face, kind of lumpy nose. She looks nice.
Look, your mother may not be the best-known woman on this island, but she has connections. Hell, the Naiads is basically a community center, and everyone at the bar knows her. We get her face up everywhere, tell people to contact us. We're bound to get something back.
Nora and I share a glance. This feels good. It could work.
And if we do find this Jade, well, we could run an ad in that magazine of hers.
Use her network to spread the word even further.
Exactly.
That sounds like a pretty good way to piss off MK.
Yeah. But Jade's our best chance. If we get close to her, we get closer to MK as well.
The more we learn, the more Ursula's disappearance becomes shrouded in mystery. Was it really the result of politics? Did she get herself into something she couldn't get out of? And is creating a public scandal really the best way to find our answers? Local poet disappears, MK does nothing. They won't say or do anything. They're already getting away with much, much worse.
Eyes on the prize.
Oh, Bliss just popped in.
You're getting closer, right? You're making moves.
Yes, maybe Nora and Laszlo are right. Maybe this will work out.
Keep that momentum going. Reverie still needs you.
Bliss suddenly becomes absorbed in her handheld console, focusing on mashing 2 specific buttons as fast as possible. This glimpse of her undivided concentration is impressive, but it doesn't seem to be going as she planned.
No! Ugh. Can you try to wrap it up before I rage quit this game?
She has a very cute pouty face. She's got her arms crossed and cheeks kind of puffed out and her nose is all squinched up. Okay. Bliss must know that I can't answer right now.
Also, you didn't hear this from me, but Power's getting all ceremonial about the truth situation.
I'd like to ask what that even means, but I can't. And anyway, she's already gone. She's poofed away. Right. So, Jade. When we get to the skate park, how should we approach her? All right. We have 2 choices. And each one unlocks an option in the future. Oh, okay. We have try to befriend Jade, and where she may be more inclined to open up, which unlocks in the future trust Jade and gaining 1 bliss crystal. Or keep it straightforward. She may take me more seriously. Oh my god, I'm yawning again. She may take me more seriously, and that unlocks a power crystal, as well as keep it straightforward and take the lead. And then off to the other side, there's another path that says Nora gets impatient, have 1 bliss crystal, and this node is inevitable. It must be played to unlock other nodes and gain 1 bond crystal. I don't quite know. I don't have a bliss. I don't have any crystals. The game took them all away from me. I don't know how I'm supposed to get any further than that. But let's... Oh... Let's gain a bliss crystal by answering Jade's questions, perhaps. And then let's keep it straightforward. I think we're going to do this one. Keep it straightforward. She may take me more seriously, which leads to taking the lead, whatever that means, and gaining a power crystal. We're on a skate park. All sorts of graffiti, a boarded up little building. We arrive at the skate park and my heart sinks. It's deserted. Not a single soul in sight. I'm about to suggest we come back later when I hear a squeak from Nora. It's Jade, emerging from behind a half pipe. She's a stranger to me, but there's no mistaking that posture. She looks exhausted. Simple and to the point. That's the way to do this.
Ah, Jade?
The young woman's guard is immediately up. No doubt she's used to being recognized and suspicious of who we might be. We're about to meet Jade.
Can I help you?
Okay. Oh, she's got like fro buns kind of up on her head. It's like a very, I don't know, lopsided, almost heart-shaped hairstyle with a headband. Overalls with just one strap clasped, and a weird circular plastic necklace looking tag thing around her neck. She's got kind of the same sort of dark skin complexion, maybe even a little darker than the main characters. And she has very, like, her eyebrows are bleached, ? They're very pale. It's an interesting everything. It's fascinating. Okay, let's see. Can I help you?
This is Nora and Laszlo. I'm Polly, Ursula's daughter, from the Naiads. My mother is missing, and we were wondering if you could help us.
The young woman says nothing. Her face has shut down. Is this shock?
We know you visited her a few times at home before she disappeared.
Or she could be assessing us, trying to judge whether or not we're for real.
We were just wondering if you could tell us what you talked about. If it involved monokonzan at all.
Jade remains silent. Suddenly, she turns her head and looks me straight in the eye.
When did she disappear exactly?
Oh, she's got a more serious look on her face now.
What was she like the day before? Was she acting strange?
Ooh. This isn't the passionate Jade I'd heard about. She feels cold, analytical. The opposite of the energetic, driven fire starter I'd imagined.
Look, I'm sorry to press you on this. I really am, but we really need to know if you two were planning anything beyond the poetry.
Beyond the poetry. She moves closer, and she's still not answering.
Who's the last person who saw her?
For a moment, I don't know what to do. She must be asking these questions for a reason, same as us. Perhaps I need to listen to her, hear her out. An inevitable node is only active when all its conditions are cleared. This one will activate if you collect a bliss crystal. Interesting. All right. Answer Jade's question. I'm going to follow through my plan that I thought of. I'll get one bliss crystal now. Then we'll see what that inevitable node is. All right. Let's answer the question. I answer Jade's questions as best as I can, but I have to stifle my impatience. This is getting us nowhere. Weren't we the ones supposed to be asking the questions? When I do manage to get in a question, Jade just deflects with another. Every time I answer, she asks for more details. She's not being aggressive. She's defending herself, making sure we can be trusted, perhaps.
Listen to me. Don't fight her.
Okay, Bliss is back.
I know. I'm trying.
The real problem is, I can see Nora crossing her arms and scowling. She's annoyed and getting dangerously close to the boiling point. Ah, and that's where the inevitable comes in. Ah, yes, because this one says, Nora gets impatient. She expected a different Jade, one with more empathy. I can understand. All right, this is inevitable, so this happens. Let's go. From the corner of my eye, I can see Nora standing frozen. Her usual electric fidgeting has stilled. Jade's up close now, arms crossed, straight backed, even every bit the investigative. I can speak words. I am a space cat. I go meow meow meow. Meow 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 meow. Jade's up close now, arms crossed, straight backed, every bit the investigative journalist. This isn't the badass Nora expected. As Jade continues to hammer questions at us, I see Nora's shoulders set, her face turned down. She's not just disappointed, she's getting defensive. I don't really blame her, but this is a delicate conversation. Can we risk her getting on edge? Phew. Okay. Oops. Okay. All right, this is all inevitable. Okay, interesting. There's a lot going on over here. It looks like by choosing bliss, I have forced this entire side of the path on myself. I didn't realize these were all inevitable nodes, but it would appear that this node is inevitable. It must be played to unlock the other nodes, but it's currently locked. I need to have another bliss crystal. So long as I don't get another bliss crystal, I can get past this? Is that possible? Let's see. I can listen to Jade's plan, which will unlock all of these consequences, which means shushing Nora or letting Nora speak, and Jade offering help or Jade having a confession. Listen to Jade's plan or approve Laszlo's plan. Interesting. Okay. This one here is locked. Unlock by try to befriend Jade. So that was earlier. Let's try taking the lead. Don't let her trample all over you. We'll keep it straightforward, and I'll take the lead. This is the one that I unlocked. Here we go. I decide to go first, to focus on my goal.
We really need to know why you were talking to Ursula. She told us you were interested in publishing her poetry, but given all that's happened, well, I don't think that's the half of it.
I catch Nora glancing over, eyes burning. Did I overstep the mark? Was she about to question our new friend here?
Fine. I was doing another investigation into MK, and Ursula was helping. We believe the company was dipping its toes into medical care, or a public health program. A couple of neighborhood kids said an MK agent had offered them coupons and free samples. Said it was to test a new product line. They call it egregore. They claimed...
Oh my gosh, wait, egregore. We've heard that word before, everybody. Oh my god. That's the name of the stuff that is like the power that the other side uses. She sighs and rubs her forehead.
It was going to help them with exams, stress, clarity of mind and all that.
Yeah, an image of the egregore that had been explained to me by the people on the other side said, clarity of mind, egregore. This feels like something out of Reverie, honestly. But how?
That's all I know.
Interesting. I know why she turned to Ursula.
Wait. You contacted my mother because of her work on the Oxyons, on the history of Atina, right?
I only stumbled across them by chance. Sounds like MK tried to have them burned. But a few copies survived. They were the only other references to egregore I've ever found.
So MK knew about Ursula all along. And are they the reason she disappeared? Ooh, big corporation disappearing people, that's never good. Oh, geez. Okay. I now can choose to either talk about printing posters, which shuts down Nora. If I do this, Nora won't lose her cool, and we won't have this spot where I let Nora speak or shush Nora, and I won't have Jade's confession or Jade offering help here. Oh, this is complicated. Okay. I think I'll take the path that I feel like anyone who'd choose to play this game for the first time after watching this would be less likely to take. So I will shut down this entire other little storyline so that other people who choose to get this game can explore it themselves, this inevitable side. So I will avoid the bliss crystal. Let's see what happens. I'm still not sure about Laszlo's plan. Causing a scene will certainly reach more people, but it could also bring a storm down on our heads. But he's eager to discuss it. With a wave of my hand, the floor is his.
I had an idea for finding Ursula. What if you published an article in your magazine? Full-page picture of her missing in big red letters. That sort of thing. And we use the printing house. Get posters of her face up all over the shop. Think of everyone we'd reach. Ursula's already got a reputation in these parts. People would want to help, I know it.
Laszlo's working himself into a fervor has had a visible effect on Jade. She looks invested in a way she simply wasn't before.
That's definitely a plan. It would get the word out, no doubt about that. But everyone's going to know. Everyone. Understand?
Everyone in Alma. And MK too.
That's not the sort of heat you want. Believe me.
Oh boy, okay.
If they've got something to do with Ursula's disappearance, we ought to fly low. Under the radar.
All right, then the two choices are go with Laszlo's plan or listen to Jade's plan. She knows how things work. I'd trust her if I were you, according to Bliss. Or Power says it's simple and straightforward. Don't get sidetracked by convoluted schemes. I will pick this one because we're going to create a public scandal. Oh my god. I would never want this one in real life, but I find it fascinating. This is there's like 3 options for the future here. Persuade Jade to network, because Bond says she has strong ties to Alma's activist community and they could help. Bliss says we need to protect yourselves and your loved ones first. And the public scandal, Power, which is the one we're going to go for, is people need to know about Ursula's disappearance. So that's the one we're going to go for. And once we reach a kind of good stopping point here, I'll be wrapping up this dive. We'll perhaps visit this another time, but let's see if we can find a good stopping point for this.
I'm sorry about what you're going through. Must be tough. Things haven't been too peachy lately on my end. Haven't really been feeling like myself. A lot going on.
If it's anything we can help with.
That's nice of you, but nah, I've just got a lot to deal with. And sorry about all the questions earlier. Instinct, you know? Sometimes it feels Like I'm the only one fighting. And nothing ever changes. Not for the better, at least.
Nora's face softens. She doesn't seem irritated anymore, but she stays silent. And Jade looks fit to collapse. I'd taken her cold reception as hostility, but I was wrong. She's beaten down, maybe even depressed. She's in full-on survival mode. Oh, I just realized there's little fish from Power. Power has all those little koi fish. There's fish swimming around on this node here that we were just in. Okay. Are there fish in this one too? We're gonna create a public scandal. Let's see how that goes. Thanks, Orori. We need to get the word out. MK thrives on silent complicity.
I vote we go with Laszlo's idea. Posters, advert, the whole shebang. People should know. We should let them know.
Jade looks unconvinced, but she pulls out her phone.
You're tempting fate here. Lots of shit coming your way.
Oh boy.
But you're her family. You know her best. And I want to help. There. Sent a message to the print shop. You get me a picture of Ursula, I'll get things rolling.
Maybe it'd be easier if we had your phone number.
Oh, Nora finally spoke. Jade flashes her phone to Nora, who finds her own and copies down the digits.
Call me if I can help. I mean it.
It's been a long day. I feel older. Decades older. Oh, and now Power's fish are swimming around that node as well. That's a fun little detail. All right. Now I'm curious. Was there anything floating around other nodes, or are they grayed out now and so they're gone? All right, no. The fish have moved. Something on your mind. Jade has more to say, especially to Nora. Even though they didn't talk at all, let's see if this makes sense. As it turns out, Jade lives near the Naiads, so we agree to walk back together. For the first time, I notice what a beautiful day it is. The sun warming my skin, the breeze flicking at loose strands of my hair. We meander through Alma, the four of us. It feels almost tranquil.
It's not easy for someone to go missing on this island. Everyone knows everyone and everything. Alma's a small world, a tight-knit community. You'll find her. Problem is, you've got MK between where you are now and where you want to be. No way you're avoiding a tussle.
When I left Atina, Monoconcern was background noise, just a detail in our lives. Now they're a juggernaut, unchallenged, inescapable. I've realized I'm angry. Resentment burns in me each and every time I hear that name. We turn a corner, and the Naiads float into view. Nora crosses the path to walk alongside Jade.
Didn't mention it before, but I think I was approached by those MK goons you mentioned. The public health project guys.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Shit. Egregore and everything.
Yeah.
Was this the job she had told me about? That's right, because MK had offered her a job and I told her it was a bad idea.
Listen, you didn't ask for it, but here's my advice. You see them coming again, you run.
Run, that's dramatic.
Or tell them to fuck off, or scream at them, or whatever. But do not take their money, Nora. I'm serious.
Oh.
No, yeah, I wasn't going to.
I kind of like how awkward Nora is at points.
I've heard rumors. People who came back the very opposite of healthy. And ones who never came back at all.
There have been other disappearances?
Oh.
Hard to tell. People go missing all the time. Especially the ones society pushes to its edge.
I can tell Jade's trying to sound reasonable. She's had to deal with so much.
Sometimes they just move on. Change cities. There are rarely any records. But recently, a lot more people than normal have gone away. And most haven't come back.
But the ones who did come back?
Said they were given this egregore stuff. Pills or injections. And that was it.
Ooh.
Some got sick, others were fine. But no clarity of mind business.
Could this be the moment to tell the truth? No, not yet. Reverie is my burden to bear, for now. And how do I bring up the aspirations without sounding like I'm having a stroke?
And bear that burden you shall.
Power is just slid in, all big and ominous. Okay, yep, not talking about it makes sense, but sheesh, dude.
You must.
Oh, he shook everything. I tried to ignore Power's voice. I don't want to start acting weird and lose what little trust we've built with Jade. Not far now. Jade gives us a nod and a wave as she heads into her building. As we turn to leave, Bliss appears alongside me. I smile at Nora and Lazo as we walk along in compassionable silence, and Bliss laughs.
Someone's been busy. Well, guess what? We've been busy too. You're not the only bunch investigating. Bond and Power and I have news.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Truth still clings to life, but they are beyond our reach alone.
All right, that's Bond.
Even our own ties have been severed. But we are close. So very close.
Our world does not cease to be when you are not viewing it. It is imperative that you stabilize your home front quickly so that you may assist us in Reverie. Do whatever you must.
Okay, wow. I'm trying.
We know. So, here's the plan. We can clear the way to Truth Sanctuary, but after that, we'll have to summon you. Be ready.
All right, interesting. Oh, and this is the end of the chapter. Let's get to there. Perfect. Choose an outcome. You have reached the end of the act. It is time for you to choose an outcome. Only the ones you have unlocked with the crystals you gathered are available. Close this tutorial and use the mouse button on the outcome you want to play. We only have one option, and that's Tradition Reborn. Bliss is your return should mean hope, joy, and sadness is what's stopping this place from thriving. Is our option that we did not go with. So Tradition Reborn it is. Here we go. Let's wrap this up. This might be the end of the demo as well. Truth's Buried Temple. Alright, we have less green plains. There's some ruddy? What color is that? It's kind of mud. And there's like a bit of a vapor coming out from this one hole. Bond is here. So is Power.
Welcome to the domain of truth.
Okay, so we're in Reverie for sure.
Someone worked hard to keep us from entering. But together, Power and I, we found a way inside.
Come, let's get this over with.
All right. We're in a cave. I'm surprised to find a cave cold and damp. It's not at all where I imagined the aspiration of truth would reside. There's one long, sharp stalactite with a stalagmite underneath it. A big pool of water and some kind of mossy growths. That's a little bit foggy, but it feels like there's sun shining in from above somehow. Empty walls, clear water, an unfillable void. It could be how they picture facts and accuracy, cold, solid. Bond and Power survey our surroundings. Their eyes are alert, but they seem relieved.
There.
I see truth there in the center. They are broken, shattered. I move closer, my footsteps echoing in the void without dying entirely. Even sound can't hide in here.
Come, Power. Let us proceed.
Bond is still changing the different string patterns in his fingers.
Agreed.
To my surprise, the two of them join hands. Bond begins to sway to a beat I can't hear, and Power joins a moment later. Soon the sway has become a foot-pounding, heart-shaking dance. Do I hear drums in the distance? The dance quickens, the movement of limbs blurring until the two aspirations are almost indistinguishable from each other. The drums grow louder, joined by a chanting that seems to come from the empty air just over my shoulder. Egregore picks up the broken shards of truth in a kaleidoscopic whirlwind of color and substance.
It's working. Keep your distance. This may be...
A new sound emerges, a low vibration, a hum coming from the statue itself. Ooh. Alright, so we're seeing a different angle of the lake. The water's glowing. The statue is coming together. The shards that were on the ground form... there's a book in the statue's hand and pages are turning. A ripped page is glowing. Oh, and now the screen just transitioned to the floating area where the glowing heart is. Oh, and now we're seeing Bliss in, I guess, their house with a whole wall of video game screen. Oh, don't know who that is. There's Truth. Flashing a vision of Truth for a moment. They're doing hand symbols that are not sign language. I don't know what they are. They are... What? Harmony. We're getting closer to finding Ursula. I can feel it. Reverie is guiding me through this maze, but there's still a lot I need to figure out for myself. So this is like a little loading screen break. So they just high speed flashed a whole bunch of little tiny mini scenes at me, which felt almost like a teaser trailer. So I don't know what that was going on. But the very last one was Truth, who we just brought back and repaired, I guess. Instead of kind of standing upright by the lake, they were horizontal, like facing in the lake, but floating a few inches above it. And the lake was glowing, this little lake in a cave. All right, I think this may, if this isn't the end of the demo, it's certainly as far as I'm going to go in it for now. Let's see what happens. Truth's buried temple. Okay, so we're still in the little underground cave lake. Silence reigns in the cave. The new figure stands before me, regarding me with cool eyes. I hope Bliss was right, that they know where my mother is. The aspiration stirs. Bliss, Bond, Power, they're all here.
I am Truth. I am the eye that sees, the unveiled, the watcher in the dark.
Their eyes and pupils are white. They have white hair, a white kind of long cloak dress thing with an eye shape, kind of almost metallic on their chest, as well as a sort of eye-like symbol on their forehead in black. The black is, interestingly enough, there's below the eye symbol on their chest is the only other spot where I see black on their entire body. Interesting, okay. And their skin is kind of a very pale, but not white kind of color. Like, I almost feel like their skin is, I don't know why, but I feel like with everything else being so white, their skin feels much more colorful than it is. In a sense, like it's all relative. So, let's see.
And I am whole, once more. Thanks to you, Harmony.
I didn't do anything. That name again. No matter.
You're welcome. But please, my mother, Ursula Beauclair, do you know where she is?
My memories remain out of reach, shattered like my cell.
they do seem to have some crack lines across their face that I didn't notice before. Okay.
Although I
they're
cannot tell
gone.
you where your mother may be, I do know her fate is entwined with that of Chaos.
Okay.
And that it was Chaos who incapacitated me.
Leave it to Chaos to cause trouble. Bliss is sitting on the ground, visibly annoyed by something. Bond seems to be uncomfortable, but Power stands and begins pacing, almost marching.
This is outrageous. We have tolerated this charlatan's exploits for far too long. I've told you before, Chaos would be the death of us. Always scheming and plotting against their own kin. They may have a maze, but I have an army. I'll flush him out in no time.
I don't like the sound of that at all.
That's Bliss piping up.
No. Such violence would only widen the rift that already threatens to tear Reverie apart.
Right?
We need to listen to each other, please.
Oh, Bond is stressed out. Their little string game is a mess. It's just it's not working.
Harmony. Our kin Chaos retreated to their endless maze shortly after Truth disappeared.
Oh, he's got his string game is back. Oh,
Now
good.
we know why.
That maze. Is it impenetrable?
It's a labyrinth of trickery and tomfoolery built by a coward. I'd go in there myself, only...
Only we cannot enter an aspiration's domain without being invited.
Oh, Bliss is looking pouty, and Power is holding his face palming. Okay.
And that charlatan will never let us in. They will refuse to fight face to face.
That's enough. Chaos may be unbound, but the secret to their return is consensus, not division.
A different pattern is on Bond's strings than before. It's very empty, except for in the middle. It kind of has like an almost explosive sort of look to it, a burst of green.
Bond is correct. War is an engine of strife, and in direct opposition to our needs. And may I remind you, we have other matters to attend to. Our realm lies in tatters, a shadow of itself. Glory refuses reason at every turn. We must decide where our attention is most required.
I need to remind them of my own goal.
I have to find my mother. For the sake of my own family.
Did I speak too frankly? They seem surprised.
I hope you understand.
Certainly. It is the logical choice. But I would suggest that a search for Chaos and a search for Ursula may well be one and the same.
I don't understand. Why would they be linked? What aren't you telling me?
Ooh, is Truth keeping secrets? That would be ironic. Not a single one of them can look me in the eye. Another secret, another closed door I need to pry open with my bare hands.
I may have a mutually beneficial solution. May. As I say, my memory remains treacherous. Go home. Await the coming of tomorrow. And we will see if fate guides us true.
I don't know what that means, but okay, I guess I go to
Fate?
bed. Yeah, exactly. Fate. The laugh escaping my throat hurts.
Fate is an easy word to throw around. I'll wait for tomorrow.
I am pleased.
The other aspirations look set to launch into their own sales pitches, but I've made up my mind. I bid them farewell, close my eyes, and plunge back down the rabbit hole to Brittle. Where seeing a different view of the pool in the Naiads. I'm back in the Naiads. This is the opposite side of the pool where the little kitchen area is, and there's some tattered sofas and lounging chairs, a lamp, and a lot of plants, including cacti and big palm leaf things. There's some art of paper airplanes and some weird face on the walls, some little graffiti. Traveling between the two realms is always brief and uneventful affair. Wait, I'm not alone. Something fogs my vision, a popping, crackling sensation that could only be.
Well, that was a pretty mess, wasn't it?
It's chaos. Okay, interesting.
Chaos.
They are... Wow, they have truly like a charcoal, like gray skin, and they're wearing a like dark jester kind of outfit, it feels like. There's like gold fringe on what is the word I'm thinking of? Like a circus acrobat clothing, except it's not closed at the front, it's wide open, and there's these little gold X's. There's 3 of them on their torso. There's also a kind of a gold, almost skull-like mask just drawn on their face, and one eye hole of this like kind of skull-like pattern is painted red. He's wearing a black metal crown, and his pointer finger on his left hand is blue? Question mark. He's got white hair. It's impossible to tell if they're supposed to be old or young. Their lips are green. Chaos, indeed.
I don't understand. Bond said you were hiding, so how are you here? Now?
Hiding? I'm not hiding. I'm out here relaxing, taking a load off, escaping the rat race. You've seen the others. Can you blame me? Doesn't mean I can't talk to you, though, you lucky thing.
Ooh, don't like that.
But why? Why won't you work with them then?
Because they've got it all wrong, you see?
I am chaos, as much as truth is truth and power is power. They aren't just names, my dear. I'm not hiding from you. I'm just in a place that requires effort to reach. Live your life by my name. I'm sure we'll see each other soon.
As he's talking, little puffs of like pink smoke come out of his hands, like he's some kind of magician.
Bye-bye for now.
Oh, he gave a little thumbs up and little pink smoke came off his thumb. Okay. And they're gone, taking their riddles with them. Live your life by my name. They're offering me another path, right? Whatever's coming my way, I need a break. It's late. I'm tired and anxious about whatever truth has planned for tomorrow. Time to eke out whatever rest I can manage. Oh, and here we go. This is the heart screen. I guess we're just still barely scratching the surface of how this game works. It shows the number of crystals you have collected throughout the story. Aspirations need egregore to extend their influence over Brittle. Collecting their crystals fills up the gauge that represents their need for egregore. You can hold H on your keyboard to open this screen at any time in the Augural. Fulfilling... More yawns. Oh my god. Fulfilling an aspiration's need for egregore completely will change Athena's destiny. Will you choose a champion? Or will you try to maintain balance between the forces ruling both Reverie and Brittle? When I click on each person, 0 chaos crystals. Ooh, Glory is the one character we haven't met yet. We have no bliss crystals, 14 power crystals, 9 bond crystals. All right. it doesn't give us any other information than that. And the heart is at the center of this kind of pie chart almost. And it looks kind of like this labyrinth. It looks like the power crystals being tracked are going to fill up the labyrinth kind of with this color. Interesting. Okay, back to the augural. It's only the beginning of your journey. Will the aspirations help you find Ursula? Will you manage to save both Reverie and Brittle? Thank you for playing. So that is the end of the demo. Return to the main menu. So here we are. We did it. Thank you everybody for getting to this part in the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some good rest if you were here for rest. And I really appreciate you giving my kind of new idea a try. I don't know that I'm doing a very good job of it yet, but I will do my darndest, as they say. This game seems interesting. I'll kind of give you my thoughts on it. Like, I feel like it's a nice story, and it's kind of interesting to get to kind of play a choose your own adventure story. It really does kind of harken back to those choose your own adventure books, if you've ever seen one of those. You get to kind of play through, make different choices, see how different things could play out. And I feel like as far as teaching me how to play went, it was definitely, I was figuring out the next steps just a touch before they explained them. So if I had been curious about a thing, and I couldn't figure out the answer by myself, the tutorial was definitely there in a very meaningful way, and that was really good. And I felt like the art style was quite enjoyable, a little different, but very alive. And I certainly feel like the story left me feeling curious. I don't know about you. What do you think? I'd love your thoughts and feedback, not only on this little demo of the game, but I'd love to know if it helped you sleep or if it let you relax and go about your day. I'd love to know what you were up to while this was playing for you. And I do hope that if you are visually impaired or blind and I messed up in some way where you felt like I could have done better, I would love to know. I'm just learning. I'm just learning how to do this, and there aren't a lot of examples of this for me to go by. There's none that I could find, at least. So this is kind of just uncharted territory, and I'm just doing my best. So if there's a spot where you felt a little lost or you wish I could have done something differently, I am all ears for that advice and feedback. My goal is to make this an incredibly inclusive series, and I hope enjoyable as well, of course. Well, that's it for me. If you enjoyed this, please make sure you follow the channel, subscribe to join Space Cat Command, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and rest easy, friends. Bye.